Looks like we're live. The previews did not play. We'll do the intro. I had it all teed up, did not go. But here we are. Saturday.
Here, I'll hit it.
There we go. Proper start. Welcome everybody to the Stretch Run Saturday edition. We've got stakes racing action and great horse racing action from around the country. We'll be covering Aqueduct, Gulfstream, Santa Anita, Fairgrounds, some Laurel in there. Who knows if Oaklawn's going to go, but some of that as well. We thank you all for joining. Justin will be with us in just a few minutes, having some technical difficulties getting connected, but he will be on with us as well. Couple of quick things. Quick rest in peace. Legendary broadcaster announcer Greg Gumbel died a day or so ago, and a good friend of horse racing. He didn't cover a lot of horse racing, but 50 years in the sports broadcasting industry and a legend with the NC2A tournament. Second thing, I'm rocking the Ricky suit today. Ricky, if you followed all that since Ricky died last week, there's been just great tweets and stories and all kinds of good stuff. But let's get into racing. Oldie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, what can you complain about? It's 50 degrees and sunny in Chicago at the end of December. I mean, this is typically like the minus 20 with the wind chill time, so I'll take that.
Oldie, my air conditioner is on right now. So we're like 81, 82. So it just kicked on. I just heard it go. But good to see that you've got some decent weather out there in Chicago before it gets ultra crappy. So let's see, who do we have to say hello to? Flatterer, Doug Smith, Rodney, Dean, Wiz, Kevin, Scott Freeze with us. We got Tony in the house and Gary Rice as well. So glad you all could join us for today. It was a great speed bias yesterday. If you were watching, the Scotty and David NHC show, he gave out some nice prices there. And the EquinEdge top pace square, Oldie, at the first straight 6 races.
Yes.
Mike Salinas got COVID. Sorry about that, Mike, but glad you were able to join. Good luck in the Twin Spires contest today. We will be following you. Christy L., welcome. Sylvian, welcome as well. All right, Oldie, as we wait for Justin to get on, why don't I get your screen up on the stage here, because we're going to cover this Fairgrounds race to begin with. And I know that you didn't necessarily handicap this, but Justin likely has some notes in here. So you want to go through that?
Sure. So he does. And so he has a nice note here on the 8-horse Lucky Gem. Does get Jose Ortiz. Has a challenging post, but also has speed. Last out 50 SOR, and this time goes to 48, so it gets a little bit easier. And, you know, who doesn't want to see that? Also, from my standpoint, it's also a second Scotty pick, first win, which, you know, wins at about 40% of the time. So, you know, this seems like a deserving 3 to 5 favorite here.
Sure.
And, you
who's
know,
right? Who's riding the 8?
Who's riding the 8? Jose.
Jose, yeah.
So Jose, for Asmussen, they're almost 40% now. That's been climbing this whole meet. He's been Asmussen's primary rider here. And, you know, if you're looking for maybe a little bit of a longer shot. 3 or the 4 are a little interesting to me here. See if Justin has any notes on either of them. He does on the 3 here. Hinges on who can get the lead, while the 8 and the 9 bring outside speed. Crawfish Burrow has the advantage of the inside post. They're 21% jockey trainer combo, but has also burnt some money. But I think that, and you see here, and I'm talking about how this horse has burnt money. It's when it hasn't gotten the lead, it has actually backed up, is what I'm seeing here. So this horse might need the lead. Justin may be correct there, but a 8-3 exacta might not be the worst play in the world here.
Sure. What do we got? What do we got cooking in the third race? If I play a double here and I single this 8,
looks like, well, you might want to take a look at the will pays or probables to the 2 then.
Yep.
So, that this horse was on the turf, switching to dirt, does drop in GSR. We are sloppy again, which it seems like every place is sloppy right now. The second choice is a McPeaker. And
we do get a note on the 9. And there is a note on the 2 as well.
Yeah. Facing questionable group off the turf event. So this was supposed to be on the turf. But I think it's probably one of those 3, the 2, 11, or 9.
Well, the probables here, Holdy, which is only with $1,400 in the pool. Let me give this a quick refresh and see if we get some more updated information. Yeah, so we've got at just $1,594. You're getting 3-1 on the 2 and 5-2 on the 9 on the dollar double. And you thought what was the other one other than the 2 and the 9?
The 11 for McPeak here. This one actually increases in GSR over its last race. It's by exaggerator, so it should like the slop. Well, it is the top pick there.
That double off the 8 is paying 22-1, so that's where I'm going to go. Small entertainment plays, Mr. Harrison would say. Let me get some video up here so we can get the audio rolling and see where they're at. Looks like they're kind of dancing around a little bit. In the meantime,
at moment the 2 plus time.
There you go.
Into a fillet sprint. Start seeing 50 cent early pick 4.
Well, they finally went off, Goldie, at Oaklawn.
All right, 3 win there.
The 8 horse, Eternally Purple, was the winner.
Well, the horse I liked scratched out of that race, and it kind of became a paceless race. I didn't get to see it, but so let's take a look. So let's play. We're playing an 8. Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. We'll put it for $1 there, and we'll do an 8-11. Help if I didn't X out the horse I was trying to check. There we go. So that was the double that we just did. You said we're paying 22-1.
Goldie, we're going to get out to Gulfstream Park race number 5 right after this fairground race.
Awesome.
And be kind of fast and furious. They are not sloppy. Gulfstream, Santa Anita, both not sloppy. Santa Anita will be picking up race 1 at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. They've got some stakes races out there today that we'll get through as well. Austin Thomas with a comment here. Gentlemen waiting for the horse for course. They race 8, 2-horse win place back at 15-1 morning line.
Voting for the starter, Jesse Sherman.
Make a note of that.
Yeah.
The audio good? Can you guys hear the audio okay for Fairgrounds? Good.
James Grant, first time starter, 5th, Loves Lucy going in. That's the conception with Wicked Revolution. Trailer out, Global Value coming up.
Actually, only it looks like Laurel and Gulfstream have switched places because of the delay in race 1 at Gulfstream. So we're going to get out to Laurel race 5 right before.
They're in the gate.
All the work I put into a schedule.
Lucy was real slow to go. First back to last. That starts for Lucky Gem and Glory Land. And Baby Carla, quick to engage them. For the inside, it's Lucky Gem. Lucky Gem, now being sternly opposed to the dash to the half mile ball by Canadian Carla, who's dashed to the front for Kobe Hernandez. Lucky Gem staying for second. Glory Land is supplying third. With inside is Crawford's World in fourth. Trent Moore supplying fifth at the 3.5. Then from the inside comes Quickly Revolution, who's 3 clear from Global Value, running second to last. Then after breaking real slow, the newcomer fifth loves Lucy Trails made it to the Philly sprint.
8 looks beat here.
16
Yeah, it
seconds
does.
coming toward the quarter pole. It's Canadian Carla, who narrowly leads.
It appears to be $10 down the track.
The bid. Lucky Jeff, straight away in third, with Crawfish World, Frank Milmore, and Global Value on the front side. Half mile 47.01 seconds. Coming down to the final furlong for Kobe Hernandez. It's Canadian Carla. On the outside, Glory's Land for CJ McMahon. They both battle hard, coming past the 16. Crawfish World third. Global Value and then Lucky Gem. It is Glory Land and Canadian Carla. They take this battle all the way down to the finish. Canadian Carla and Glory Land.
Wow. Looks like the two on the inside to me. 8.
Yeah.
8's probably not a mutter.
Here comes Justin again. Let's see if he.
All right, we'll let him in. So, Oldie, Laurel Park race 5.
Laurel Park race 5 looks like it's the 1 and the 7 here. The 1 appears to need the lead. Will battle on, but appears to need the lead here. The 7 also, similar profile there. There's really nobody here whose style would be to drop back, so this could be a pretty quick pace too. So I'm thinking maybe I'm trying to find an exacta that makes sense. That this probably wouldn't be a race I would play just because of the pace scenario. If the 1 and the 7 don't get the lead, I think they both could lose.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's going to be a matter of who might be able to rate a little bit here.
Is double-digit win percentages,
Yep.
right? What does that tell you? Highly competitive.
Highly competitive. Pace numbers. The pace is going to be highly competitive. SORs are very similar. And then the 7, and all the GSRs are pretty much the same other than the 1 here. So the 1 is 3 or 4 at the distance and has shown a little bit of ability to rate, but not much.
Any GSR info in terms of the switch to off track?
I mean, we're already on the off track.
Yeah, but when you go back and look,
1 point difference there. I mean, it does not look like much.
Okay.
That one's got, so the 4 who we weren't talking about goes down 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
It really did, pretty much the same on that tab. Let's see, maybe the 5 goes down too, but again, these weren't horses we were all that interested in. The 3 of the long shot, same thing. And similar GSRs. Does go down 6 points on the 1.
Okay, we're gonna get out here. We'll
not appear like any of these horses have wins in the slop either.
We'll flip over to Gulfstream Park right after this. I'm assuming Gulfstream will hold due to them being, they are. Very nice. So just make a note of that, guys, in the schedule that Gulfstream and Laurel will be flipped all day.
Beachfront
Okay.
Breeze, Chevy on Toledo up.
Looks like Justin's having
Nice surprise. Cause you're pretty. Peak of Chic. Forty-five on Peak of Chic. In the game. They're off. Very fast away is Cause You're Pretty, but there is Beachfront Breeze and Winky Winky showing early speed, and Cause You're Pretty settles it in third. Beachfront Breeze is on the chase now. Winky Winky, Winky Winky, Beachfront Breeze are on a very quick pace on the sloppy going. Cause You're Pretty is in third, and Matitude on the inside in fourth position, followed by Peak of Chic. On the clear, the outside, about 3 wide into the far turn run, and trailing the field, Dies Surprise. Into the turn they roll. Battle up front continues. Winky Winky down to the inside, going head-to-head with Beachfront Breeze there on the outside. Matitude sitting a great trip there from third, and Cause You're Pretty's keeping up out of the clear. Peak of Chic's going to be wide past the quarter pole, driven now, and Dice Surprise trails the field, top of the stretch now. Beachfront Breeze trying to survive that duel. Cause You're
Who do
Pretty
you
on
like
the
here?
outside and between the horses.
Yeah.
Here's
Looks like
Matitude
for
now
7.
charging on through. Winky Winky's very game on the inside, and Peak of Chic. Oh, that's annoying. Matitude, Cause You're Pretty, Matitude. Winky Winky on the inside, Cause You're Pretty. Cause You're Pretty does it. From Matitude's second, Winky Winky was third, and Dice Surprise.
All right, Gulfstream race is wide open. You don't very often get these kind of prices on a Belmont first-time starter and a Todd Pletcher first-time starter.
You are correct, sir.
And Brian Lynch on the second choice here with IRAD, they're 0 for 11 as a pairing.
So you're saying that's not a good thing?
And, you know, IRAD's almost 20%, so that's pulling down his numbers a lot there. I would be, so, you know, the Cox horse probably is for real. It's getting back here. If you're looking for a double into the next, that's probably where I would go. To capture to the 2 and the 10 in the next probably would be what I would do. And let's see, probables that would pay. So the 7-2 is paying 9 to 1, and 7-10 is paying 5 to 1.
Those aren't bad at all.
No. And then putting a maybe a small entertainment play on the Pletcher here would be what I would think.
Small entertainment play on the Pletcher.
The 4 horse.
11-1. You don't see that very often.
You do not. You know, the signs that IRAD's 0 for 11 and is on a Brian Lynch horse instead of the Pletcher horse there, that might be a sign, but you know, this Cox horse is working very well.
Just a note, folks, you see up in the upper right-hand corner the QR code. Scan that. You get 3 free races a day from EquinEdge. I did get some feedback, Ollie, from some folks. So when we have live races, we'll pull that down because it hides the fraction.
Makes perfect sense.
All right, let's pull Samantha right up here.
Samantha and her Perry.
Number 3 is the horse
Yeah.
that
10 hit the board.
and this is Jimmy's Dailies.
I mean,
one of 2 trainees from the Brian
it
Lynch
it
farm,
looks to me like it needs to
taking
lead.
the money that he should.
So I think the
now
question is, do you think,
athletic
Willie, that the 10 can get the lead from the 10 post? I typically would not take a horse that wide going 1 turn at Gulfstream unless it's light years the best.
Yeah.
And I take that horse even less with when Antonio Sano's training it.
Yeah. But to answer his question, can it hit the board? Maybe third. I don't know if it's an exact contender.
The sarcastic answer would be only if it breaks through the rail and runs directly into it. But Chris Couple says the Cox horse has been working with maiden claimers. The Pletcher is okay. The 3 is the real deal if it breaks.
He also said he thinks the 11 horse is the board horse at the price. All right, we're getting ready to load here.
Seeing him on the track, I do definitely think that the number 7 will need a race. Now, the 8.
Yeah, they canceled that pick 5. Usually race 1 if there is a
now it was not a very strong race.
if the race is canceled or whatever you want to call it,
the fact that he does have a race over the track is a very good thing. And honestly, last race he probably should have
there
won.
are no will pay
Now we get a good outside post.
and that's the right thing to do, Oli, right? I mean,
playing underneath,
It is, but I'm surprised they didn't stick everybody within all
in
there.
the 5th race. They're approaching the
each race has different rules. Each track has different rules of how they handle those things. I know, well, at least we now know at Gulfstream, any problem with the start of a pick 5, it's an auto cancel. I don't know what NYRA does, but I know California is the same. NYRA is probably they give you an all and they increase the gap to 30%.
Or they leave it up to the stewards.
7 furlongs the journey, race 5 on the program. Dawn Dragon and Twin Lights joined in by
Heading out to California next building.
All right, so somebody asked about a pick 5. I did have one that I shared with the group.
Nice field assembled here for this one over
And I
at
have
Fast
that up.
Main Track here in South Florida today. Insurmountable gets ready. Abundance, Windstar Farm colors under jockey Tyler Gaffleone. Brockton Blaze still behind.
Ask Linda in her
Red.
envelopes.
Yeah,
That sounds like a band
Meanwhile,
we should
Multiverse
form.
has gone forward.
Linda and her envelopes.
It's like Prince of the Revolution.
Yeah,
So
just
3
like
away
it.
from a start, waiting for Brockton Blaze. Bob
Linda and her
Lowe.
envelopes sounds like a really bad
Solid
country
left.
band.
It would be a great cover band for like a playing at like a small bar or like a local festival.
It would be awesome to have that cover band be at Saratoga, during the summer. Oli, we're going to be tight here, moving straight out to,
Santa Anita.
yeah, you
Well-
want to drop your digits in
Waiting
the
for
back.
Bob Moe. Solid left to
Probably
the
take me
outside.
longer to do that than
Now, if you just pull up your gut share, you can copy the digits and drop and cut
Solid
and paste.
left. Edgard Zayas
good
take
point.
the outside gate.
Just gotta switch screens here. No, it didn't let me copy and paste the first time.
They're at the post. And they're off. Poor starts. A Brockton Blaze in abundance. Also slow out of there was Share the Loot. In the middle, Bob Moe wins the break and fires to the early lead. On the far outside, Solid Left is away with speed. Splitting horses, Tappan Street and Insurmountable. In tight a bit is Multiverse, who shuffled back. At the rail goes
There you
Twin
go.
Lights with Jimmy's Dailies in
All
between
these
horses.
3 big 5.
3 back to Dawn Dragon, working ahead of Brockton Blaze in abundance. More perfect unions at the back with Share the Loot.
We are on the turf
22
course.
and
Moving
1
out
for
there
a
in a
pumped
minute.
up opening quarter. It's Bob Moe on top here to the half-mile point, in front by a length and a quarter. Twin Lights is second. Moving up between horses and now trying to race on is Tappan Street. Insurmountables on the far outside. Jimmy's Dailies gets shuffled back, passed by Multiverse. Trying to rally in from the back is Abundance, who's inside of Dawn Dragon.
Well, only
Still in the
that
back
10
is
right
Share the
there.
Loot, and still up
Yep.
front is Bob Moe. 45 seconds for a half-mile speed. Bob Moe leads by a length and a half. Insurmountable
Seven's
second.
done.
Multiverse is now third. At the inside,
Bob
is
Moe
Tappan
looks
Street driven
gone.
into fourth, back to fifth, and dropping back a touch is Jimmy's Daily. off the turn on the stretch drive. Look at this leader, Bob Moe. He's got Moe, and he's still in front.
I would have went with Hamo.
Tappan Street starts to get to him now,
Uh-oh.
though. Here
You
comes
got a
Tappan
knock,
Street
knock,
under
knock,
strong
knock.
Saya's handling. Bob Moe's on the ropes.
I
Tappan
guess
Street gobbling
Tappan
up
Street
ground.
didn't need a
Tappan
race.
Street front and center. Tappan Street gets the job done. Bob Moe fired, but was second best ahead of Multiverse third.
All right,
Jimmy
Justin,
Daly
how
was
you doing?
fourth, and fifth was Don Dragon, 23-2.
Internet issues. So we'll see how this works. It's definitely the most stable it's been in like the
Power
last
play
half
muffled
hour.
and
So
Sturgill.
it's been kind of a rough morning, but it's all right. Glad to be
Well,
here.
welcome. Glad you made it.
Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely working a little better now. So
All right. Next up on our agenda is Aqueduct 236.
236. Okay.
We get a little break into Gulfstream. Fairgrounds, sorry. Oldie,
And I
you
got
were
it.
4610 here, right?
In the gate,
Yep.
and they're off. Muscled is out quickly. Scipio has some early speed. Ward to
He
remember
missed the
along the
opportunity to say
inside
muscle is
is
on
up to
muscle
take
is
an
on the
early lead.
muscle.
So it's Ward to remember. Scipio comes to him and muscled 3 across the course. Tariff is next. Down on the inside comes Pearl, moving up to take that 4th spot. Dettori settles in mid-pack, followed by Catch the Breeze inside of Power Play. That pair followed by Lucky Choice, 10 lengths off the leaders. At the back of the field, the 2 trailers are Stargell and Sawtooth Bow is at
Really?
the back.
Marshall.
Onto the back stretch, and it's War to
Yes.
Remember and Juan Hernandez showing the way, tracked by the heavy favorite Scipio second. At the rail, it's Pearl racing in the 3rd spot. A length and a half back comes Muscled in 4th. Then it's Tariff in 5th. Frankie and Dettori are 6 lengths off the lead. Racing 2 clear of Catch the Breeze, racing on the
Frankie
inside
and
of
his
Power
Dettori.
Play. 2 more back to Lucky Choices, who is followed by Stargell. And still at the back of the field is Sawtooth Bow. Into the far turn, War to Remember the controlling speed, a length and a half. Scipio now getting a little bit closer while in hand second. At the rail, Pearl in 3rd, Muscled is still 4th. Dettori takes 5th. Then Catch the Breeze, angle to the outside. Tariff is down at the rail. They are at the top of the stretch. Scipio takes the lead, challenged by Muscled, who's been there throughout, but it's Scipio with a 2-length lead at the 16th pole. In the center, Catch the Breeze is really starting to finish nicely. Scipio, Muscled. Scipio turning away Muscled time and time again, and it will be Scipio to prove best under Flavien Prat. Muscled was second. Catch the Breeze, a rallying 3rd. Dettori was 4th.
You needed Russell Bays to ride that horse. Russell the Muscle.
Well, I think that the 10 kind of ran into the 4 there and kind of muffled his own momentum there.
Uh-huh.
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No. I didn't mean to
I was
stop
just
you,
going to
Oldie.
say more than turned him away. Go ahead, Justin.
No, yeah, I just wanted to in the chat. Flatter, I appreciate that, and Chris Spirit. We were right. The first couple of races at Fairgrounds, we actually read it perfect. There's a price in the second race, beat the favorite. No, the favorite ended up being the 8, but the 8 and 9 look questionable. But yeah, no, I appreciate the comments. It's a lot of work, but I actually love doing it because it helps me focus. And like really understand the track and card and the jockeys and everything. So I actually love doing it. That's why I do it. But yeah. Oldie, I was looking at this sequence. You're gonna play a pick 4, I see.
Yeah. And there
Late pick
is
4,
for those of you,
1 minute to post.
and for those of you who are like hit 'em and split 'ems, there was a $10,000 before we came on, hit and split for the Aqueduct late pick 5 today
That's nice.
as well. So
You ate one of those fire pit at the splits once.
yes,
The
and
whole-
I believe there might have been somebody else in our chats that did it another time too. So I played for a few prices here. Justin, I wanted to show you the name on a horse here. If I can find it. Was it this race? Hold on. Yeah, it is. We got Taxational. I think you have to play that horse
I love
just for
that.
the name there.
Yeah, that's what race? That's race 7. That's
7, yeah.
that's awesome.
That's
So for those who don't know, one of my kids' name is Paxton. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You got to have an entertainment bet on that one.
Yeah,
This sequence might have some entertainment plays because, well, you'll have keep going because you want to get through your
Yeah.
ticket here.
I mean,
Probably
the
wanna
3
talk your
second
single.
is that whole Scotty for second pick, first win angle. It is 3 or 4 at the distance. Is an unusual award in terms of it's not going to be the speed of this race. That there are some longer shots. Maybe the 7 on the front end has a shot here. Sorority Prank. The 4 has some interesting races. That the 12 as well for Ness or for Potts here coming off the Ness claim, but did beat 52 SORs last time out. So a similar group to this. And might be the one to, if all the speed stops, it might be the one to sit the trip if the 3's not good enough from that outside post. So really there's one heavy favorite, and then the rest of these are all pretty much spread out prices. In the next, if the 11 horse was, let's say, the 5 post, it's probably a single, but I just can't single a horse that far out there, even though it is Brad Cox there. So I was on the 6 Lock and Key, the second choice, as well as the 4 Antonio Venice, who does have a win over 68 SOR, second off the layoff, but didn't like the slop last time out. It may just be the layoff, though. Rudy's not great off the layoff, and a much better second time back. And as they go in the gate, the singles, the captain obvious because of the scratches there. The pace advantage is just too big to ignore.
All right, here we go.
And then Katie in the last race has a nice mount.
All set.
I played the 4 just for entertainment play here. This is a tough race. I think you have the right horses, though. The only one you don't have is the long shot, Obi. But
Speed towards the outside here from best bet is going to be the early mix. Sorority practice right there on the pace as well. Then Sanity joining them towards the inside, but free running best bet. Just galloping here, just off the tracks. Here it is.
Tony said you should have added the 5, Obi.
Front of the field.
He's been right about 5s today. 5's been his number.
There comes the sorority practice third.
11 got a way easier lead than I was expecting, though.
Fabulation is also pretty. Liberté Day by You, 5 wide. There is a work up the back stretch. Not with you, it's losing some ground stuff to the inside by a group of 3 whose registers at their JD Factor. Also, Holton's got some 4 momentum for a 45 and 1 half-mile time. Towards the back end, and a stereo. Second last big Walt has picked up the spot. That's going to be the trailer. Strike 3 across the racetrack here for the front end, and the leader has been.
you need that 9, Oldie.
Towards the inside.
9 seems full over on there.
5. Also,
Don't level off.
Yeah.
Don't level off. No leveling.
Looks like run right past him.
You is in front. Fabulation first. Along mid Sandy is still the mix 2. From the back, the Imperial's trying to rally on late.
Looking good, Oldie.
But now keeping away.
There we go.
Day by You. Liberté Day by You is now up by 3. 4 wide legs. It gets over to the rail. Liberté Day by You. Final 16.
Who's coming late? The 3's the one coming late, but it's going to be too late.
Day by You. Liberté Day by You over at Stereo Fabulation. JD Factor. And hold off the oncoming rush for Big Walt. And also Strike. 1:37.5. 3 seconds.
All right, that's a good start for you, Oldie.
Yeah.
Can't complain there. Let's get out to Fairgrounds, race number 4. I assume Mr. Sampson here has some notes on an off-track card as well.
Yeah, this one's off the turf. It's it's always really, it can kind of rack your brain a little bit when you see this. You see like the 2-horse not even in the picks and it's 61% to win. I was like, okay. I cut the 8 and 12, but I narrowed this to the 2, 9, and 11. Chris, I didn't have a huge preference. I do think War Siren can win on the front end for Brad Cox. It ran last out on the turf. The GSR does drop 15 points though. So, but his speed, it's a small field. I think it'll be dangerous. The one that had the most intrigue to me was Hope Mission, the 9-horse. So I was kind of between the 2 and 9. The 11's a McPeak, but the 9's a first-time Walsh and Declan Cannon rides. So, I thought versus this group, on a sloppy track, that 9's working really well. Chris, I thought had a big shot. There as a firster. It's a homebred for Godolphin. So I think they're pointed at the right spot here versus this group. But to be honest, I don't really like the value much. I mean, the value is probably not bad with the 2 and 9, but the 11 I think is also kind of a player. And I didn't have a huge preference.
14% with Brennan Walsh on first-time starters there too, which is not terrible. And he's 18% with Declan Cannon over 78 attempts over the last year. So those numbers aren't bad as well.
Yeah.
The 2 maybe just getting way overbet for Brad and his Durant or his Florent here. But, horse does look to be working well. When you look GSR wise here, it is going down. You do have a double pace, a double box here with the Soar on the 5 and the 68 on the GSR. I'm assuming that's because we're running in the slop here, but that horse is over 12.
Yeah, I got around turning Bernie. And welcome, Henry. Good to see you. Oh man, they might cancel Oaklawn. All these tracks are sloppy flatter. It's crazy. But I got around the 0 for 12. I was like, oh man, I'm turning birdie. So it really did look. But I didn't think that the Cox was a lock. I don't know your thoughts, Oldie. I mean, it's taking a ton of money. It was to be expected, but I don't know. I worried a little bit. I think there's a little bit of upside in a horse like Hope Mission. So, but Chris would be like, I'm not going to play the race. And I thought there was a couple value plays at Fairgrounds late, but I probably won't play there very much today.
Yeah,
Keep us posted on Oaklawn. Thanks.
So Willie would like us to know, boom, 9-3 exacta at Aqueduct, that there's apparently he's having trouble getting comments through Twitter to us, but here I thought that the 2 and then the GSR jump on the 11, that those were the 2 that interested me the most here. When you said, Chris, Brad and his Duran, that made me that actually would have been fine, because those from Chicago would have gotten it because of former Bears coach Dick Duran, the aptly named, as he's known. So it would have worked either way. But yeah, so the 11 is the top pick here for McPeak. You have some nice notes on that horse as well. But, War Siren just might have too much of a pace advantage here.
The horses are approaching the start gate, going down to the 1 mile 70 yards.
We'll get down to sunny Florida, and where they're on the turf for the next race number 6. And only Gulfstream and Laurel have normalized, so they've they will go off before Laurel.
And Oaklawn just canceled apparently, which I had actually mentioned. We mentioned at the beginning of the show and also before the show to Chris that I thought they might cancel even before race 1. Just the conditions were that bad.
Yeah, that will impact the Twin Spires contest for sure.
Laurel Park with Warsaw.
Oh,
Loading in front of starting for Justin Sherwood. Taking a moment to wish hardworking gate crew during the run-up. Happy birthday to Drake. As they're loading here for the maiden leagues. Journey Bernie and the Navy is going Warsaw.
Fairgrounds looks like a fun place to do a show from or something like that. Maybe during Mardi Gras.
Go here.
Yeah, that'd be wild. It didn't look like it today would not be a fun day. I think they've had thunderstorms like all morning.
Anita Jr. with Buck Hubbard.
They'd had such great weather for the meet too.
Stopping track one more. Back Morales with Winfrey Spike. Runs here. As a main track only for Tom Hicks. 1 mile and 7 to go. More second for the game.
And it's Amos.
Tom and his Amos. It's famous from what I hear.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
Full vision for the inside.
Especially around Brad and his cocks.
Rock Harbor in the red cap. Inside is Journey Bernie with Winfrey Spike.
You are on fire today, sir.
You are correct, sir.
So Warsaw went straight to the lead. This is not nothing but also newcomer. Position at the 6.5. Outside. Rock Harbor is 5 to 3rd with Journey Bernie at the red. This is a length to win for Spike then. Absoluca. And so Sarah Del Zaro with her first US ride. Absoluca has drifted back to last. The opening quarter for the front runner Warsaw. Cover a couple of furlongs in 24.09 seconds. Warsaw doing this nicely for the half-mile hole. Warsaw leads by just over 2 to Hope Mission, who continues to
5's the top GSR horse.
Bernie outside.
Yeah, I just couldn't. That horse 0 for 12, man.
Yeah.
Or 0 for something. I just didn't like. I was like, there's just not happening here.
It was over 12. It is over 12. That's true.
So Warsaw
It's
Come
about
on,
to be
Hope
over
Mission.
13 from what I
Beat this too.
That's Hope Mission. They have to pick up the front runner by Declan
Oh,
10.
maybe not. Here it comes.
Bernie, who springs away in 3rd. Rock Harbor 4th. Winfrey Spike then Absoluca. It's straight away from the final quarter of the line.
Come on, 9.
Looking to close this out.
9 got wing.
27 seconds with Laurel Giroux. It's Warsaw as Hope Mission.
Oh, 2 game.
And is trying to etch up here. Go Warsaw who
Nine.
heels in.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
be
going to hold on, it looks like.
Back to 3rd with Laurel Giroux. Warsaw repels Hope Mission. Warsaw.
Good race though. That's kind of like we thought. But not the right value, but that was a good race.
Good try for with Declan Cannon though to make it a race, try and get it up there, see if we can pass that.
So when I told you about Willie's Boom before, he just sent me the screenshot of it. He had a $50 3993 exacta box at Aqueduct. It paid $24.62.
Awesome. Willie does that a lot.
Yeah, no, good guy.
I have an
Great
opinion.
handicapper.
Take 2 horses, make some money. We had guys, Billy Winfrey yesterday had a $10 straight pick 3, Justin. Single. He played
Yeah, I saw that.
$21 of wagers and made like $4,000.
The exacta there actually paid nearly $8. It was the third in the probables. The 2.5 was actually the favorite at 6 to 1. But so there was actually pretty good value there.
All right, I'm going to turn this Gulfstream race over to you guys. I got it teed up here. I've got to go pick up my Kroger order at the front door. Be right back.
All right. So, Justin, I thought this race was all about the 2 and the 10 here. Capture the flag for Pletcher. Second off the layoff gets Jersey Joe Bravo on the turf riding, and then you have the Chad Brown horse with Tyler aboard, not Irad. Beating 66s. The Pletcher horse has been close against similar. So for me, those were the 2 I was strongly on. There is always a possibility a horse like Riot House steals this on the front end too. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, especially with Vasquez riding, good front end rider. But
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I actually kind of. I would say I saw it similar here. I think with the railway out. I mean, they're going to be like in the middle of that turf course, and so I don't think there's a lot of pace. But Capture the Flag's going to run a really good race. I think sitting right off the pace, oldie. Like I think Riot House is. I don't know. For me, I just think I have cheap speed. Probably going to stop. A lot of layoff lines. I mean, just Gargan 2%. But I thought Capture the Flag would sit just a great trip. And with the rail out and that horse having some speed, I think Jersey Joe probably sits just a great spot. Was my perspective.
yeah,
So I had the 2 on top, but. And I agree with you on the 10, right? I think was the other you were talking about with Tyler. So but I have the 2 on top.
yeah. And the other horse that I think I have some interest in here also is JP Hellish the 7,
Why?
who I think has done nothing wrong on the synthetic. Does drop a little in GSR coming off the claim, but might have the right run style when that 3 stops to just be right there to take over. We're also, I'm alive to a $25 double to the 2 and the 10 also. So obviously I want the 2 based on that. Would be what I would say here. Let's see where they are.
That Keeneland, I think, will like the cut back.
Still kind of mulling around and taking their time here. It is the best known post drag in the business right before the Rainbow Six starts.
You want to try to get clever, even if it's for the horizontals. Give a look at the 1 on thin ice. Jimmy Toner's going to take over. Jimmy, now, this winter has been very live. He could have won a stakes the other day with CJ Boston, who had an absolutely hellacious trip that day. He might have won the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale. He's going to take over this horse. He's been freshened since Mark Cassie had him. Jimmy does good stuff with AJ Suited Racing. This horse is perfectly drawn. I expect him to fire a good shot in here. He's going to save all the ground down on the inside. Can he win? Well, that might be a little bit of a reach, but on thin ice is a definite player at a big number underneath in the exotics, and I don't think he's going to have to be that far off the pace either.
You're getting a good price on the 2,
last chance
3
to
to
get
1.
that rainbow in as we click to that estimated jackpot of $250,000.
Those 2 I thought were going to be closer in price than they are.
What are these 3, 4-year-olds?
Are at the gate.
It does not say limit age
leg of the Rainbow Six. We expected $250,000
on the condition here.
259 and climbing in the Rainbow Six.
Justin, you see I'm rocking the Ricky shirt.
Here, the 2 Capture the Flag.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Economics.
Yeah, that was a bummer. I didn't know I never really heard. Was he sick or what was the deal?
That leaves
He got
Economics
pneumonia
to take the outside.
and didn't go to the hospital.
Rainbow Six, start here. They're in the gate.
Sort of a Jim Henson type situation.
And they're off. Some crowding in the middle. Taking the worst of that was Capture the Flag. He got all the way to last.
JP Hellish is going to get to the lead because of that.
Economics. So bad starts for the 2 favorites here.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
For JP Hellish. JP Hellish goes to the first turn. On
super high 5 thing would be ridiculous right now.
From Drakan, who comes away in second. At the inside, Eldest Son is an early third from Calicanthus in the 2-path 4th. At the rail goes on thin ice, followed by the gray Degree of Risk. Riot House is toward the inside in front of Unit Economics, and the trailer after the early trouble is Capture the Flag. The target is JP Hellish. He went 24 seconds for the opening quarter and leads by almost 2. Drakan is now in second. Eldest Son is third at the inside, followed fourth by Calicanthus. At the rail on thin ice, travels in fifth for Edwin Gonzalez.
Getting a decent pace to run into here, though.
Riot House is toward the rail in front of Unit Economics. He's in the red and white
You
cap.
just said 3 and up.
Still Capture the Flag. It went
Those
47
9 and 3, those 2 gray horses will
breather
be
for JP Hellish,
almost
but they
pale
left him
in
alone
my
anyway. He leads by a length and a half from Drakan, who's at the big number in second. Good trip here on the turn back for Eldest Son. He's now third. Getting started wide is Degree of Risk. Calicanthus just ahead of him. Gonzalez and On Thin Ice ponder their course of action. Here come the favorites. Capture the Flag, and on the inside of him, Unit Economics. They're both wide, but they're both gaining, and they're gaining a ton as off cover comes Eldest Son. Off the turn
Man,
in the
that's
stretch
so
drive,
tough though
Eldest
with that
Son
rail to
trotting
be
forward
that
at the eighth
wide.
pole. Unit Economics is charging alongside him. Degree of Risk. They come past the eighth pole. Unit Economics tries to reach Eldest Son. Eldest Son digging. Union Economics is surging. Union Economics and Eldest Son photo finish. It's
Yeah.
over.
I don't know.
That's
Nah,
wicked
that
close here.
looked like the 10,
bomb
but
is
the six
up. It's
ran
Eldest Son
such a
inside.
good
It's Unit
race.
Economics
Wow,
outside.
I
the 6 was
I thought the 6 might have gotten the bob there.
All right, we'll catch up on that one. Oldie, we're getting ready to go over here at Laurel.
Oh, okay, I was going to San Anita there. All right.
Sanity will be right.
You got a 53% horse, top SOR as well. In the 8 here anonymously for Brittany Russell taking over off the claim. 38% off the claim. You top E pick, top win percentage, top SOR. It's going to win a little bit over 40% of the time.
Speak your mind.
I don't see any reason other than maybe the slop that this horse doesn't win.
Anonymously.
The 9 was a late scratch.
Late scratch, bouquet number 9.
Yes, we all are.
In a rough. Golden Canton firing out first. Skip Through the Fire is right there. And Speak Your Mind up on the outside. Next is Anonymously coming away running in fourth, now third. And on the chase, and Tam Char is fifth on the inside. Genie in a Bridle and Utterly Enchanting is trailing the
That's
field.
a great name.
It's Golden Can at the rail, accompanied by Speak Your Mind. They're head-to-head for the lead into the turn. Anonymously in a prize
6 got the bob.
from third.
Justin.
Tam Char's got 5 to make up now
Yeah,
into the
it
turn
looked
run
like-
with 3.5 to
the
go.
6
Skip Through
the
the
6 got
Fire.
the
Genie in a Bridle. Last is
That's
Utterly
awesome.
Enchanting. Round the
a
turn,
big
and it's
price.
Golden Cannon. Speak Your Mind still going at it. Anonymously cruising up to them while 3 deep now with 2.5 furlongs left to go. Tam Char racing in fourth. The outside is Genie in a Bridle. 3 deep top of the lane. And followed by Utterly Enchanting and Skip Through the Fire. Into the stretch now. Anonymously in front. Anonymously opening up and popping away to a 3-length lead. Wide open scramble here for second. In between horses, Tam Char. Utterly Enchanting's also getting to the inside and Skip Through the Fire. Deep toward the center of the track, and they're close to home now. Anonymously coming home clean. Anonymously to win by 4. Tam Char was second and Skip Through the Fire. Utterly Enchanting fourth.
Fire.
All right. You were right. That horse just cruised right along. 4 to 5.
Yep. Let's see, do I still have that up? I don't.
Okay, Santa Anita Oldie.
All right, I'm trying to get San Anita up. It's just not clicking. There we go. So we're on to the pick 4. That's the rest of my pick 5 ticket. If you want to play that back, if you want to add here, I think that the 1 and the 3 were the plays here for Garcia is it PUP? How do you
Pipey.
pronounce that? Pipey.
Pipey.
We'll pipe that in. I'm not sure the 3 wants to sprint there. I think it might be more of a router. The 1's burnt some money, but I was singled there. So that I think it's really the Pipeys and maybe the 6, the first time starter for Glatt there. That does have a positive work.
We're getting some pretty heavy rain at Aqueduct right now.
They're trying to cancel too, probably. But let's see if we come up with a alternate path there. That's also a maiden race. Let's see if we can find a little bit of a cleaner one. So Justin, what can you make of this one horse, Perfect in Gray, in race 3 at Santa Anita? Top pace, 20% to win. Just hasn't quite been able to get home, but has a huge pace advantage here.
I mean, it's a 16,000 field. They've all only won once. The first thing I kind of look at, Oldie, I'm just looking at the SORs to kind of understand what's happening there. That's why I use race view in those situations. But, the horse gets such an easy lead. The morning line doesn't like it, but I don't worry too much about that because it has the pace number. I mean, it's still there at the top of the stretch, and then the 4 ends up coming over the top. So what I look at then, Oldie, is I'm probably not even looking at the 2 or the 5, and then I'm looking at the 3, 4, kind of 6 and 7, just because the 2 and 5 are so far back and they're low win percent. But it's a rough race. I mean, they've all only won once, and those 2 have kind of running at the level. So I probably cut both them. So then I can the 3, 4, 6, or 7 kind of sit off the pace? And I mean, the 3s kind of should, but that was way easier. The 4 did win a 50 maiden, and so the drop continues. So the 4 kind of scares me a little bit, Oldie.
They're in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the horse has a shot. The 4 is a little scary.
Rivers Benchmark is going out for the lead. Notch. Doratus has natural foot. Bang and a boom.
I hope the horse isn't running with an artificial foot.
Runners. Then Bruiser and Alibi Terhune. Around the first turn, it's Rivers Benchmark leading the way. Has it by 3/4 of a length. Notch in tight down at the rail, backs off a bit. As Bang and a Boom moves up to take second at the 6 furlong pole. 3 more lengths to Doratus, outside Alibi Terhune, and then comes Bruiser. 6 lengths front to back onto the back stretch. And it's Rivers Benchmark, the controlling speed. Leads it by a length past the 5/8 pole, with Bang and a Boom in second. 2 more to Notch in third. Another couple back to Doratus, followed by Alibi Terhune, and then it's Bruiser continuing at the back of the field. Less than a half mile to travel. Rivers Benchmark confronted by Bang and a Boom. And Bang and a Boom puts those green blinkers in front, rounding the far turn. 3 back to Notch in third, followed by Doratus has to pick it up in fourth. Bruiser and Alibi Terhune. 1/4 of a mile to go shortly, and it's Bang and a Boom. 3/4 of a length now to Rivers Benchmark in second. Notch angles out after the top pair third, and then it's Doratus in fourth. 3/16 to go, and Notch is coming after Bang and a Boom. Bang and a Boom. Notch in the center of the racetrack, gradually getting to him, and Notch is up to take the lead inside the 8th pole. At the rail, Bang and a Boom fights on, followed by Doratus getting into third. Belated rally from Bruiser late, but it's Notch in front, close to home. And Notch with the upset victory under Jose Rodriguez. Second to Bang and a Boom. Bruiser finished with interest third. Doratus was fourth.
Notch.
Alrighty then.
The better of the favorite there. Long shot.
Yep.
All right, only Aqueduct race 7.
Aqueduct race 7. Justin, this is the Paxational race.
Yeah, I put a little entertainment bet in for Pax.
Nice. How all of us, youth basketball bettors, is he coming off the
Youth basketball bettors.
He's still got a couple more weeks, but then he'll be off. We're off for Christmas break, so that's kind of nice.
Okay. After this, we'll head out to the fairgrounds. So sloppy, and then back to Gulfstream. And then we have a stakes race coming up close to the bottom of the hour at Laurel Park.
All right. And, here at Aqueduct, 11 and 6, top 2 picks. win 62% of the time. Concerned a little bit about the post on the outside to the 11. Would love to get the 6 or the 4 here instead, but I'll take the 11 after getting the 9 in the last if that happens. And I do think there are other potentially live horses. Well, that they're all live, I hope.
We do hope.
Yes. I mean, the 9's not terrible. The 10's shown good form, but, you know, is moving up a little bit and facing better here. You know, and the 8 is making a big move up, but Linda's may have the envelopes out here on the 8 peak.
I'm sure they were delivered before Christmas.
All right, let's see where they are here.
They're getting ready to load.
Horses. Begin to load.
For the courses.
It's taken 4 people to load this one horse. And they got it in.
The one horse, the Chicago name, Magnificent Mile for Wayne and his Pots.
Wayne and his Pots.
Wayne and his Pots. Wayne Keys Porridge Pots, I believe, is what Chris Berman would have named him back in the day.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Oldie.
St. James. Triano. Lock and key. Ari's method to the outside. Slow. Goes in.
Wayne Pots and Pans. I like that one, Wiz.
Taxational caught a flyer there, Justin.
Taxational. Spreads clear is up by a minute. Here comes
For a minute.
Witness later.
He tried. That 11 decided it wanted to show some speed too.
1-2. Ari's back to broke with leaders. Just taking back. The inside here from Certified Lover Boy, and also Antonio Benz is in that mix, and at the Real Trust issue.
Taxational wins. That'll buy some cards.
Who's now taken the 6th position, and behind that is Ari's Match losing some ground. Lock and Key is far back with Magnificent Mile. The 3 back markers, far back into the field.
You could also go with Wayne Potts and his dishpan hands.
Back end. Peak is with those trailers, and also another one running from the back there, St. James. That Triano still in front, 45.42. Half time. That Triano is the leader.
Tractor Beam wants to be on for Taxational.
Trust issues at the rail. Antonio Benz is now in the clear. Here comes the oncoming strides of Skylander down the center of the racetrack. It's Skylander in pursuit. So that Triano is still in front. About a length and a half margin. Skylander catching with every single stride. The far outside Magnificent Mile's got some late momentum, but these two do get out here for a final 16. Skylander pushing on by. Skylander. Dylan Davis will get the victory back. A second.
Dylan.
Magnificent Mile. Finish 4. 1 and 23.47 seconds.
All right. Let's I think we've got Fairgrounds up next, guys.
All right.
Yep, 4 minutes to go. Justin, we'll turn this one over to you. Just hop off of mute and we can hear you. It makes it easier. Let's do want to do
It's this one. Ugh, it's a rough. There's sequence. There was a price in the second race. Wouldn't surprise me here. I know a lot of people be on Raiden and Remy, the current favorite. Oldie, I cut the 3, 4, 6, 9, and 10. I don't know if you want to do that. At least make it easier for people to see. Oh, I'm a little surprised. I thought that Mardi Gras Mambo might might take a little more money, but is not Guerrero rides, you know, and going to be on the lead. You know, and last out, this horse was in the 9 post and still got the lead and didn't really clear and backed up in a 48. But this horse, the Mardi Gras Mambo, taking a big drop. So I thought would be tough on the front end. I was a little against the 1. I do think Scootin' Boots, the long shot's a little bit live with Pedrosa, but Oldie, I didn't have like super strong opinion here. I did not think the 1. I probably put the 5 on top over the 8, but the 8 got a shot with Flo and Gelner. You know, the 1 has a shot too, but I was a little bit worried on the rail for Water Tester. You know, it's burned some money at similar level. So the 7's kind of the long shot, though. You know, it could come off the pace and just be a complete bomber at 13-1 with Pedrosa. You know, and this is a rough group, Oldie. Like, it wouldn't surprise me for a horse's second time out, Pedrosa jumps on. I mean, you know, it's not a great race.
Definitely not.
You know, so that's why all the money's going on the 8. Like, it's Flo. The horse can sit off the speed because there's likely going to be some speed up front. Gets a good post, but yeah.
I'm going to put an entertainment play on the 10 Prince Liam here at 10-1. Top wet GSR here, I believe, in the race, and is a second-time starter. And Keith Bourgeoisie, he's 15% with second-time starters.
He's been heating up too, Oldie. He's having I ended up having to restart my computer and everything, but he's been heating up and not having a bad meet so far. I mean, he's Asmussen leading still, and you know, Cherie and Ravelli and Amos and Al Stahl. You know, there's a bunch of people sitting behind Steve, but he's been having a fairly quiet meet, and he has a lot of runners on the NOLA circuit. So, yeah, I didn't cover this race today too much in our kind of my daily analysis of Fairgrounds because I just didn't have the huge confidence.
Well, and it seems like he uses Get Rich Mitch more than he uses Hernandez, because this is his first time with Hernandez. So I'm figuring that the 10's the more alive of the 2 mounts.
Yeah, I thought Lucky Bourbon. I mean, Lucky Bourbon has some work second time out. I mean, didn't really fit. So, I mean, I think you have a similar angle on the 10 than I had on the 7. You know, who's the lightly raced horse, and it just happened the 7 ended up being the long shot. So.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned this, but when the top GSR in the race is a 52, that screams Louisiana State Breds to me all day.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's a 10,000 claimer, right? And that's where you got to tread cautiously on a day like this. It doesn't surprise me that Erica, the favorite on Water Tester, you know, and it's kind of funny because we were talking this morning, a group of us, right? And, you know, I just didn't have a strong opinion on Water Tester. It was kind of back and forth, right? Which is why I kind of came to the point of this race probably a little more wide open. I think this race, it's probably a legit favorite, can be on the rail, in the slop. But, I mean, the 5 faster and the 4 burn money, you know. So, you know, which is you're getting a good price even on the 8, you know, 4-1. That horse is floated up. A lot of late money went on the 1. So,
and you know, the 4, I can't 1%. So let's blow that away. Randy Daytona, I guess it's dropping. I mean, that's the angle here, but a 2% horse.
If I played a cheap pick 3, Oldie, I'd probably be I would do a little spread here. The 15 and the 16 look pretty legit in the next race, in my opinion. The 15 could be a single in the next race.
Sally O'Malley.
I mean, Jose rides, but the 16 I think has a shot. The 16 is going to be on the lead, but Sally O'Malley will even coming from much toughers, encounter trouble. Candy Bar actually win the race in, which is a little bit crazy, but that horse has not been winning, and it's I think with the off track, it's really changed that race. But
Marcelo Mendoza Jr., Scooted Boots. Now running Florent Giroux.
Florent and his Giroux.
5 started Vaccinator. At 5.5 furlongs, Jose Guerrero with Marty Grompo.
I'm just looking to see.
Climbing Torrance, Randy Daytona.
Do you have any?
Almost got all in. One more. Mitch Morrow.
Yeah, I don't have time to put anything together there, but it's an interesting sequence. I think it could pay.
No, it could. They had a very tough card, Oldie. They really did. And it's never easy when they're off track like that.
No,
The
it
ball
is
sprinting and Martin Kester dashes away from
into the trees.
Leads up to the punch as Marty Grompo going for early attack. And coming outside is Brandon and Remy, tracking them from third. Randy Daytona is in fourth. The first time starter, last result, now makes a split that gains from the inside of the tree from the front half of the mile hole to go. Then between horses, Scooted Boots, Lucky Bird tight at the rail, gets shuffled back on the stopping track. Prince Leon, good for the inside Vaccinator. Bearing out to the turn there is Lucky Bird, and traffic total well over 3 furlongs from home. Further back then to Battle Face, second to last, and Lucky Bird got the pitch all the way back to last as these maiden 2-year-olds come from home. 22.66 for the lead part. And it's Marty Grompo.
Outside.
Marty Grompo coming down for the final furlong. From the inside corner, Tester who tries to kick on. Regan and Rennie coming with a charge. Then for the inside is.
I'd love to see a 5.8.
Lost the crop on Scooted Boots.
The one's going to burn money again.
Yeah, no, it's going to be 8.5. That's not a bad exact if anybody played that. We talked about both of those. The one, look at the one. Oh, what the one's doing. One was really not liking that. Wow. But that looked like a bad favorite for sure there, So the exact are probably going to pay well, though. 8.5 pay 21-1. That's good there. Wow. 4-1 over 4-1.
All right, I'll take Gulfstream Park Race 7. We're about
Gulfstream Park Race 7. Here's my pick. My late pick 5. The 1 looks like a solid favorite. The 5 is second-time starter for Carol. Gets Saez. I don't know that if I were playing a double or win bet that I would take 4-5 on an Ian Wilkes horse. That goes from 18-1 to 4-5. There, I do think the McPeak Scotty Longshot first-time starter here is a complete overlay and has some decent works. I mean, there's an 11 of 122 gate work here and a 2 of 32 work here. I mean, this horse was working well at Saratoga too. This horse may have what you're looking for in terms of a surprise there. It's also top GSR. And then the 2's really for Pletcher really isn't getting bet, even though it had the morning line to go along with it. It's at the morning line of 3-1 there. And then my single is the 2 Twirling Queen in the 5 furlong dash. It's a lot of speed. This appears to be the only horse in the race that can effectively rate. So that seemed like the right play. The other one that might be able to is the 10 Correa, but that horse has been more of a good synthetic horse than really have run well on the turf. So the 12 Twirling Queen, top E pick, top SOR, top GSR there. And
only in that stakes race 8, just a quick program note, Howard Kravitz from the HHH Racing podcast will join us from the Paddock at Gulfstream Park to go through those horses.
And I spread here, and I used a horse that we all know really well, Fly the W. Hasn't been in great form lately, but gets that weight back down to 121. Here, gets Saez. I think that maybe this will be a time for Fly the W to get back on track. The one definitely has a decided pace advantage for Parbhu here with Morales aboard, American Speed, and there's some other really classy horses. The 8 for Chad Brown, 170. The 9.
That's a good handicap, oldie.
Yeah, it's
when I had looked at this only briefly earlier, but it did show up to be a really tough handicap. That's an interesting comment you made on Fly the W. We'll have to look like improve, and it's burned money.
Yeah.
But I mean,
does have a win over 66s on the turf. I think it just depends what American Speed does to the front end of that race. And that's as far as I'm going to bet. But then I spread in the White Barrio race because White Barrio probably wins here. But I don't know that White Barrio is really a sprinter. And, you could see an upset from somebody like the 3 Super Chow or the 9 Illuminaire.
There you go. One last look at the ticket.
And then 4, 5, 9, 6 in the last.
Mike Soletta, I hope you're wearing a mask while you watch us, so that we all don't get COVID. He and his wife both with the COVID.
Remember, I brought it 2 years ago at the NHC when there were all the video problems. I was broadcasting from here with COVID, hacking up a lung.
6-5, Burnham Square. Mo Gordy to the outside.
All right, we'll quickly get out to Laurel after this. They have a stakes race coming up. The Gin Talking Stakes.
When the gin starts talking to you, you've got bigger problems. So.
Steve Mirage riding Mo Gordy.
I asked my mother-in-law about that. A friend of the gin.
They're at the post.
Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
All counting on you.
And they're off. Good start for the newcomer. Only in America, Irad riding for hard early speed there. Burnham Square has speed from the rail. In the 3-path, What Me Worry up on the outside. Away 4th and ducking over Word on to Street. And it's On Rush ahead of More Gordy, and the trailer is Mustang Bay. Only in America.
Mustang Salad.
In the early stages here, but he will set the pace. He leads by a length over What Me Worry. Here's Mo Gordy up and around rivals. He won't settle, so he's going to go up and take the advantage. That'll annoy Only in America, who's back to second. He's taken in hand now. At the rail, Burnham Square moves a snug 3rd, a length and a half in front of What Me Worry, who's now 4th. Then to the outside, it's On Rush.
And now they're going to come and collect that horse.
And the trailer is Mustang Bay. They're almost 3 in line now, so the tactical chess match is on here. Burnham Square.
It's like a turfway race.
To take the lead.
Yeah.
Crazy kind of pace and setup here.
Mandatory payout, not pick 6 tonight per point.
Getting a lot of debut experience.
Hard pass for me.
5 ahead of Word on
Me too.
What Me Worry. Out the back On Rush and
Already made dinner plans.
Down the far turn they go now. And Burnham Square has the lead, committed for home by a length and a half. Only in America, given the green light to Irad Ortiz Jr. to try to go get him. 3 back to Mo Gordy. The rest are well back, led by Mustang Bay.
It's looking like it's an Ian Wilkes kind of day.
Well. Only in America's second. He's trying to stay with him. 6 ahead of Word on the Street. On the outside in Mustang Bay. They go to the first finish line here. And up front, it's still Burnham Square with a clean pair of heels. He's 4 lengths to the good. Only in America is second. And
that was a nice save by Irad. That horse is going into the rail.
Clear to win it.
Yeah.
Burnham Square widens in the end to win by 7. Only in America was second. A good battle here for 3rd. That battle goes to Word on the Street over Mustang Bay.
So Caprice looks like she looms large here at Laurel. Try saying looms large at Laurel 3 times fast.
No.
But, can rate. There's some cheap speed here in Atlantis Queen. Nothing really else that should be in front there. My charm maybe is somebody to use in an exacta, or the second choice, it's not too late, that you're getting a better price on. But I'd play the 4 on top, and then let's see what the probables are real fast. So a 4, I said 4-6 is 3 to 1 there.
All right, we're getting ready to load here. I keep my eye on Gulfstream when they get into the pack.
Shawtown Girl.
Well, Chris, also, we should note that Wilkes hasn't been putting Julian on his horses lately, or Corey Lannery, so that I think also has helped.
Not too late, Angel Cruz.
Wilkes win a little more.
Yeah, you would think.
3 to 5 now on Caprice, not quite in.
And his son-in-law is escaping me.
Who is his son-in-law?
And they're off. Good break for Caprice. Not too late there on the outside. It is Atlantis Queen also stoking up early speed. So 3 fillies across the track in the early going. They're going a good pace. Opening up 5 on My Charm and another 8 or 9 lengths back. And it's the Shawtown Girl trailing the field. Inside and outside competition. The opening for long and a half there for Caprice. To her inside is Atlantis Queen. Lapped onto her on the outside is Not Too Late.
I understand the 6 going, but the 4 didn't need the lead.
Charm travels in 4th position. The opening quarter was 22.78 into the 5 turn run and is double digits back to a Shawtown Girl. No breathers for Caprice today. On the inside is Atlantis Queen. Not Too Late there on the outside with 3 furlongs left to go and a gap of 6 or 7 back, and it's My Charm as they round that far turn. Caprice is battling along with Not Too Late there on the outside through 46 second half mile as they reach the top of the stretch. Caprice ridden along, has to reach now as Not Too Late on the outside is willing. Caprice and Not Too Late, the 2 survivors, but in the meantime, My Charm is trying to pick them up there from 3rd position toward the center of the track. Caprice's game, she has a head in front now, has survived the battle with Not Too Late. My Charm dives toward the inside, the 3rd position with a furlong left to go. Caprice, Jamie Rodriguez all over her. She's got the lead by 2. My Charm trying to charge hard. Caprice, is she too much? Yes, she's too much. They tried to run her down, but it's Caprice. Caprice in the gym talking. My Charm was second and not.
That was actually fairly impressive, to be honest, because she was in between, dueling between 2 horses the whole time throughout the race and put them both away and still had something in the lane, right? I mean, so I would watch her. I mean, that may take a lot out of her. That was an insane win to race in between like that.
Really skipped over the slot well also. All right, Oldie, Senator race 3. Let me get this one queued up.
Senator race 3. I think that, it might be worth a win bet on the 1 at 4 to 1.
The 1-4 exact is 8 to 1, Oldie. The 4-1 is 6 to 1. So, but I agree with you on the 1, but the 4 did worry me a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. But the 4's also burnt money. I'm actually thinking maybe a 1-6 exacta here on the drop. It's a big drop on this 6.
Yeah, that's the long shot too, which you're getting good price, 11 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and those Scotty Longshot top SOR horses when we have the other metrics matching up to stuff win it 30% of the time. So that's one of these here too, because the 4 and the 7 match the other metrics there. So I'm at least thinking it's worth an exacta there, because that could pay nicely, even if you go 1-6 or 1-6-4. If you catch the 6, you're going to get a nice exacta.
Mr. Duncan was 1476.
1476 as we get to the gate here, and we're going to get out to Aqueduct next for the Alex M. Robb Stakes.
It's post time.
Is that Rob with 2 B's?
Rob. That is correct.
Like the trainer at Laurel.
Maybe.
Miss Pixie Sticks coming up.
I liked Concord Bridge, Rodney, in the next race. That's the 4-horse.
Fly of Fantasy goes in.
Flavian
Fly me.
rides for
And Putt for Dough to the
Fly me
outside.
to the moon.
We're in the gate. And they're off. Putt for Dough is very quick. Jewel of a Kid in the center is fastest of them all up to take the lead. Fly of Fantasy up close. Stellar Cap, 1 from the rail. Perfect and Gray, who bobbled ever so slightly out of there, is just a length off the lead. Behind this group comes Miss Pixie Sticks, racing just inside of Putt for Dough, and a gap of 5 to If You Ain't
Well,
First.
the 1's got
You're
the
last.
anchor out.
3/8 of a mile to run. Jewel
Yeah,
of
I
a Kid
couldn't
is
get
the
the
leader by a
lead.
neck. Stellar Cap second. Fly
Six
A
sitting, good
Fantasy
trip.
3 deep, right up and
Yeah.
on the pace. As the new leader is Stellar Cap
Love
coming
to
to the
see
quarter
6-4.
pole, immediately tackled by Fly
Come
of
to 7.
Fantasy. Behind them, Jewel of a Kid drops back in third. Putt for Dough is next. They turn for home. Stellar Cap, Fly of Fantasy right up alongside at the 8th pole.
Oh, 6.
These
Beat
two
the
are
4.
fighting it
6-4.
out. On the inside, it's Stellar Cap, narrowly. Fly of Fantasy trying to get by. 3 in front of Putt for Dough in third. 16th pole.
4-6.
Stellar Cap, a half length. Now it's 3/4. And Stellar Cap just a little too good for Fly of Fantasy, who fired big and just missed. Putt for Dough third. If you ain't first, you're last. Rallied into fourth.
Exacta paid 18-1.
Yes, that's what I like. That's not bad.
No, that's real good.
Top
Yeah,
pick over
that's-
long shot. Speaking of top pick over long shot, I see Howard Kravitz is joining us.
Yeah, well, we're gonna quickly cover this Aqueduct race. Let me look at where we're at with Gulfstream, because we do want to get those horses in the paddock here. They're not showing them yet. So Howard, give me 3 minutes and we will bring you in.
I'm trying to figure out why Grandio is 8-5 right now. This horse should be like 2-5. Is it because Matt Miller is in Mexico? Is that why I'm seeing 8-5 here?
He did crush a bet yesterday. If you followed him on Twitter, he was dancing on his balcony in Puerto Vallarta.
Because the pace advantage sticks out like a sore thumb here. This horse has almost won, just missed a couple grade 3s. It's won both its races coming back. This looks like a checkbook race to me. I'm sure Tony likes the 5, Doc Sullivan, because he's been all over the 5s today. And it is a good horse. I'm making a joke, but this horse has run some good races.
All right, we'll get out to Gulfstream for the next stakes race here in just a few minutes. I'll let this Aqueduct race go off here. Who's your top pick here, Oldie?
The 3, Grandio. El Oh, Grandio, if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, too bad.
Horse dog at the gate. It's no time for today's 47th running of the Allison Run.
47th running.
So I guess it's not the trainer from.
No. I've been around for all of them.
Then that would be John Robb, is who I'm thinking of. I think his daughter Gina Robb's also a trainer. Dean James says the 7 is good on the wet. Bank Frenzy. Does have 2 wins over the wet track.
Two out. Bank Frenzy. Sheriff Bianco.
Oh, there he is. He's with us. Let's go. He showed up. Are you on the balcony, Matt?
Matt, we're still getting 8-5 there.
Yeah, he's got it in a double. That's why.
Sheriff Bianco has speed from in between horses. Also right there.
That weather is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward. With the pace outside. Sullivan, who's quicker. Not Sullivan. Front. Sullivan brings that out of the chute with the backstretch. El Gratneo, followed by Bank Frenzy towards the outside in the yellow. Then comes Olympic Dreams. Just lost the spot. Moving forward, here comes Sheriff Bianco to secure 4th.
See, I'm going to jinx it, and the 5's going to go gate to wire here because I made that comment.
They're chasing Doc Sullivan. The lieutenant Doc Sullivan went 22.73 for that opening 4 mile. They're in behind as El Gratneo travels right through with Bank Frenzy as they approach 4 furlongs left to go. Now jumped along as Sheriff Bianco from 4th is still about 5 off the leaders. Olympic Dreams is losing ground. The 2 back markers waiting for Park. Colloquy start to pick it up as it went 45-3 for that half-mile time. Doc Sullivan is still there. It's Doc Sullivan well into the turn. Here chasing is El Gratneo. Bank Frenzy out wider. Sheriff Bianco is dropped down towards the inside. Wants an inside path to chase his leader. Doc Sullivan and Jose Lescano, they're still well clear. They reach the top of the stretch. And now Doc Sullivan's trying to put this one away. Doc Sullivan, Sheriff Bianco just lead towards the outside.
Yeah, see, I made that joke.
He is trying to rally on. Doc Sullivan trying to find a final
That was a mistake. Hopefully Tony did play the 5 since he's been all over the 5s today.
Got it out for
Oh, no, 7's going to get there.
Here, Doc Sullivan, Bank Frenzy, it's going to be the
Oh,
Bank Frenzy to the outside.
looked like the 7 got there.
Yeah.
Here, Bianco and Williamson Park. 1-3-6 and 4 in the Alex and Rob.
Perfect. All right, we're going to get out to Gulfstream Park in the paddock here in just a hot minute here. I've got the video up. Let us add in Howard Kravitz. Welcome to the program, my friend.
How you guys doing? You can hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
All right, it's not easy for me to hear you guys. Howard Kravitz, HHH Racing Podcast, live here at beautiful Gulfstream Park, guys. Race 8, the Abundancia Stakes. Fillies and mares, 5 furlongs. I'm in the paddock here. You see the horses, if I pan out a little bit, you can see the horses walking behind me. This is a very difficult race, guys. There's a ton of early speed in this race. I want to give you guys a little bit of intel. I know someone who knows Wesley Ward very well, who believes the 8 is a better animal than the 6. Just want to let you guys know that. They both have speed. My top choice here is the number 5, Just a Cure. She is working unbelievably well, guys. I think Brian Lynch is taking over the training. There's nothing wrong with George Weaver, if I have that correctly, guys. I'm going off of memory. But I think Just a Cure, the 5, is going to sit just off the speed, hopefully in the pocket and go by a little bit of a price. I'm against the 12, guys, Twirling Queen. I know she might be the class of the field, but the 11 hole, because of the scratch of the 1, who I really like, by the way, I think is going to be a very tough situation coming off the Breeders' Cup, flying across the country. I know it was a while ago. And then the other horse I want to mention, guys, and we'll try to show some horses here in a little bit. I'll try to switch the camera around, is the number 10. Look, this is IRAD money, guys. I'm looking, I don't know if you can't see the board. You guys have the board in front of you. IRAD's what, 9-2? That horse got a dream trip last time, but I think it might happen again. There's a ton of speed. He's going to let the speed go, and the 10 is probably the best closer in the race. I'm going 5, 10, 12. I respect Wesley Ward here. Maybe one of them goes and one of them doesn't, and this horse just gets loose, but there's just too much early speed in here, guys, for me to take someone on the lead here in the Abundancia.
Thoughts only, Justin.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, I'm throwing it to Oldie first.
I'm going to try to get some horses, guys, as they're coming around here. Again, it's a little bit hard for me to tell. That's the 9 behind me here. We got the 10 is behind me as well. I could try to switch the camera around, but it gets a little bit dicey to do that. But they all look good. The 12 is literally about to kick me, so I gotta move over, guys. Actually, the reason why they stopped walking here, I'm not sure why. I'm trying to figure out why someone's acting up or what the situation is. They stopped walking around. Sorry to put you guys on hold, but everything looks fine. There is, because of the first race today, as you guys probably know, they're speeding things up because of a very weird situation in the first race. I'm just walking right now. They're already going to the track. So they made like one quick turnaround, guys, and that's about it. And then they loaded them up. Again, I don't know if you guys can see behind me there. Everyone looks good. I'm trying to get just an opinion on the 8 looks a little bit hot, guys, just to let you know. She's a little sweaty, and it is humid today here, but the 8 looks a little bit sweaty for my liking. All the other horses really look pretty solid. The 10 is on her toes. The 10 looks really good, guys, with ears pricked. I will give you that. And the 12 looks just fine as well. So that's the report from the paddock. Who'd you guys like? What do you think?
So I'm on the 12 here. I think that to me, the 10, there's been a big difference between the 10's runs on synthetic and turf, and I do not like the turf efforts. I will say, if I had to add another horse that I think can rate and maybe close, the 11 drum roll at a huge price, it might be the horse to look out for.
Look, guys, in this kind of rate, by the way, I really need El Grande O, by the way, in the pick 5. That really screwed me. Did El Grande O not break, guys? Why wasn't he on the lead?
I think it might have been the slop that contributed to that.
Yeah.
I think if it was yesterday, El Grande O wins by 5 lengths.
Well, guys, it's beautiful here in the paddock. Again, I would say the best looker would be the 10 in terms of what I saw. The 8 is taking quite a bit of money for Wesley. But, guys, it's Wesley Ward and it's turf sprint, right? It's not like he's not going to take money. So, based on the board, I really like the 5 here, guys. I'm shocked the 5 is 6-1 right now. I realize she's got to step up a little bit in class, but I don't think she needs the lead. And I think she's a progressive horse who could improve. That is a trainer switch, correct? Do I remember that correctly?
Yes, but it's Rusty Arnold, George Arnold.
Yeah, for Junior Alvarado. So I'm going to go with number 5, Just the Care, in the Abundancia. Thanks for having me, guys. We'll come back for race 10 for a very exciting Mr. Prospector, where I'm going to try to beat White Barrio. It might be silly, but I have some reasons. Talk to you guys later. Good luck.
Thanks, Howard. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, there you go. There's the paddock report. Thanks for Howard for doing that with us. I will see Howard Monday night for dinner after I meet Scotty tomorrow at Tampa, race 1 for his horse, first-time starter. So, Oldie, what do you think here? We're looking at the horses on the track. I'm going to flip you over to your EE screen to go over this as we get closer to the race.
Yeah, I mean, The 11 Drumroll has run some good 5-furlong races at Gulfstream. I think that this horse may, if Twirling Queen's not good enough, I mean, with the 3 closers we're talking about, or closers, horses that can rate, the 10, the 12, and the 11, they're all the outside horses here in a turf sprint. So if somebody from the inside can get a better trip and can rate, and we just don't see it, that's a possibility that to surprise as well. But I thought Joe Bravo is usually pretty good on the turf. That's actually my second choice is Drumroll. And then I agree on the 8 being preferred to the 6 among the 2 Wesley Ward horses. Justin, any thoughts?
Yeah, I had the 8 on top actually. I think there's a lot of there's all this cheap speed inside, you know, and I think somebody in the chat was talking about Chris Couples thinks it's going to have a meltdown pace. I mean, the thing is there's this inside speed which will show all this pace, but it's going to be hard for those horses to close around all that inside speed and navigate from those posts was my concern on the 12 oldie. I know it's the class, but I think, you know, whether, you know, Howard Just to Care, I think has a shot, but I put the 8 on top. I think for Ward and Tyler, I mean, this horse has a lot of talent based on the past form there. I see you have a note from over at Fairgrounds, but, you know, one at Del Mar and Allowance, I think this is a perfect step up back to Gulfstream on the turf. So you know, but I couldn't argue with anybody that liked the 5, 6, 10, or 12, you know, so.
Yeah, and, you know, my note on the 8 says this horse could be the next Ward monster.
Well, that's good to know.
And then did run pretty well at Del Mar off the layoff, but that the step up to Stakes Company last time didn't go as planned. And it does appear that it needs the lead because my memory of that race was that it didn't get the lead and then it backed up.
Somebody just pounded the 5. It's now 5-2.
Maybe it was somebody betting on Howard's advice there.
Could be. It could be somebody in Mexico.
The pesos are flowing.
The pesos.
I'll take that as a yes.
Go figure. There he is. He just showed up.
For the Brian Lynch, formerly Rusty and his Arnold.
All right, Oldie. After this, we go back to the sloppy dirt at Laurel Park for yet another stakes race as we march towards the final hour of the stretch run.
And, you know, I'll just say as we're marching here and they're getting closer to the gate, I'll just pull up Laurel here on another screen so we have a little more time here. But, you know, the E top pick, the 5 Sacred Thunder, has beaten a group of 82s. Didn't run all that well last time out, but also broke a little slower. Could tower over this field. You have you have 2 horses that were last out maiden winners who are right there on the board with the 5 there.
Brad Anderson, welcome to the program.
Mr. Anderson.
Dave Duncan waiting for your tips. Scott Free not going to Mexico.
Can we bring up the horses that are heading towards the turf right now?
We can. Your wish is my command.
Wish.
Justin, what's the weather out there out west?
It's windy and it's probably like 45 and raining. It's definitely in one of those multi-week phases of just the Pacific Northwest weather. We'll probably get out of it at some point for a few days or something, but this time of year from like October to March can be kind of nasty. Just gloomy and rains on and off and windy. We've had a lot of just wind and storms too, so but it's a great time to stay inside and do a show.
Well, as I told Oldie, my air conditioner is running.
Oh, yeah, I wish. That sounds nice.
Yep, it is currently running.
Well, good luck here, everybody. This is a great one.
Got the audio on, right?
Aftercare, she's got some course success. She too will have to decide on tactics as there's an abundance of speed in here.
I floated up 7-2. That looks to be your second choice here. 12 being your favorite. Good luck on this.
We're waiting on drum roll.
Race, the Appleton-Shield
outside Twirling Queen.
5 furlongs at Gulfstream Park.
Twirling Queen and the Coast to Coast pick 5. They're in the gate.
I didn't know the Coast to Coast pick 5 was a thing still.
Yeah, I saw that. It was. I just saw that today.
The racing and the Abundance
Gotta
Stakes.
get that back up on me.
Twirling Queen got away pretty well from her outside draw. In fact, she's one of the first into stride, but there's a host of speed inside her, including Shoot Out the Lights, and I'm about to go. Moving out the rail wide west. Etrurian joins the top flight. Just behind them is Moonlit Lady in the run to the half-mile point. It's Shoot Out the Lights and Miguel Vasquez who have the lead. In between horses, I'm about to go is now second. 3 wide, Etrurian. Twirling Queen has no choice but to cover ground 4 wide. At the rail wide west, a length and a half in front of Moonlit Lady. Justicare kickstarts a rally. She's also going wide, but under a full head of steam here from Junior Alvarado as they reach the top of the stretch. Shoot Out the Lights turns for home on top. Etrurian second to the outside. Twirling Queen far outside. Justicare off the turn and the stretch drive. Justicare starts to finish up now to try to go get Shoot Out the Lights. It's Shoot Out the Lights.
Looks like Howard Kravitz might have it right. It's going to go 5-10 to Howard Kravitz.
Justicare and Junior Alvarado by a length and a half.
Somebody bet the hell out
Shoot Out the Lights third in 54.
I have a feeling it might have been this guy.
7-2. Nice. That's a good call by Howard.
Call,
That's sat just a dream trip with all that speed that he talked about, and 5 just came flying. Gets 7-2? Is that what I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Oli, let me flip you over to Laurel.
All right. I'm just building somebody else asked for a pick 5 at Anita, so I was just working on that there. But I thought the 5 Sacred Thunder makes a lot of sense here, as well as maybe the 4 Saxton over the 2 maiden winners coming in here. That they seem to be the class. So maybe a 5-4 exacta box or 4-5 exacta box here makes a lot of sense.
Well, the 4 is just taking no money. That's crazy. 8-1.
Yeah, and it's 15%. Has a win over 64s. Didn't run bad against 82s or 74 SORs. The 5 wasn't able. It got bumped at the start and had a bad start. Last time out, and in both of its wins, it's broken, or losses, it's broken slowly there. I think Howard's coming on to gloat here. But great call, Howard, if you can hear us. But
it looks like keep going, Oldie.
I just don't think either of these maidens have to win here, and there's enough pace here that neither of them are going to should get an easy lead.
Yeah, there's a GSR on the 3. There's a drop. Like I would not. I don't like that horse at all in this race. So, Good job, Mike. Mike hit the try, and I know they're approaching the gate here at Laurel, but I was against the 3. I think Yara's Quest just broke his maiden 2 oldies. So Sacred Thunder just looked to be, the best here. I mean, wins the race him kind of easy. So, I mean, they're stretching out to 7 for only the second time. But I think to your point, it was on the rail and didn't break last out. If you toss that race, there's nothing wrong with Sacred Thunder here at this, versus this group. So that's where I landed as my top pick. But, I thought the 4 or 6 could run a good race underneath. And for that matter, even maybe the 2 Barbadian Runner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think even the 7 has a shot to get in the money there. At these prices, I just didn't want to take 9 to 5 or 2 to 1 on the on that 3 horse.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
And Scotty always talks about those horses coming out of a maiden win and how not often that they win, and it's less than 10% of the time. And you have 3 here too, so this could go 0 for 3 if they don't win. Looks like they're going in the gate here. So I'll pull that up.
The trifecta over there at Gulfstream paid $120 for 50 cents. The dime super paid $76. That's pretty amazing.
It is.
The 12 just hit the board in the super. That's why trifecta pays so good.
In the winner's circle with the 5.
Yara's Quest.
Those of you playing Tampa, looks like we could be getting some rain here. I don't know where they're at, but could get some more.
Shooter's got to shoot, and Blanche's Mule.
Hey, Catherine, welcome.
Sacred Thunder is 3 to 2 now. One out, Blanche's Mule. And they're off of the half stakes. Saxton one-man team as early speed 2, and outside his Shooter's got to shoot, settling right off that top pair. Barbadian Runner away in good order, riding the rail from 4th, and Sacred Thunder is next in 5th. Yara's Quest on the outside, advancing in the clear. Another 4 lengths back, and Blanche's Mule is trailing the field. About a dozen lengths from the front. It's one-man team from Saxton by 3 parts of a length, and Shooter's got to shoot, prompting for the outside. Barbadian Runner down to the rail. Then Yara's Quest, Sacred Thunder's in between horses, only 5 off for speed heading into the turn, and Blanche's Mule, the opening quarter, went 23-1. So a good pace into the 5-turn. One-man team still in front. One-man team is there 3/4 of a length from Saxon, trying to rebid from second. On the outside, Shooter's got to shoot, working harder. Barbadian Runner, Sacred Thunder is in between rivals midway on the turn, still 5 lengths off a one-man team who takes them to the top of the stretch. Yara's Quest battling along, and Blanche's Mule on the inside. They turn for home, and it's one-man team. Half was in 47 seconds flat. Turning in, Barbadian Runner, Saxton. Out center of the track is Sacred Thunder. They're coming to the final furlong. One-man team up top. One-man team keeps on chugging along and still going strong with a furlong left to go. One-man team too sharp for them under. Sheldon Russell going to take the half stakes by 4. Sacred Thunder and Barbadian Runner nose to nose for second. One-man team.
3-5-2.
Sacred Thunder, then Barbadian Runner, close next spot there with Saxton Yara's Quest.
Looks like we go right to San Anita today.
We do.
Freehold Raceway has the last race ever today, Dan said.
Yeah, they sure do.
Well, that's crazy. Been around since 1830, and they're closing up shop?
Yep. We are going to the gate here, guys, at San Anita.
Justin, you like the 4-horse here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I didn't wasn't any like crazy love, but I thought that was probably the horse to be here. Taking Money is the favorite, which was, it's a little more confidence. Even it's the value's not great, but was the top 1%. I thought that. I mean, this is kind of a lame
Bridge goes up.
maiden
Here's
claimer.
Resemblance.
Pratt was riding, just looked to be probably the horse to beat.
Spearfish.
Catherine liked the 3. That's it. I mean, great price there with the 3.
Fleet Bertado.
I thought the 2 has an interesting look. It's a long
Stick
shot
Shift.
there too. Stretching out to a route of ground there.
Matt Miller on the 4-horse here, Concord Bridge.
Stick Shift going in. And they're off. Fast start for Kawasaki out in the center of the race course.
Destroyed
Osage
half
Creek
the
is
field.
up close, and here's Stick Shift sprinting up.
Sorry,
Stick Shift is quicker than all as they pass the stands the first time. Kawasaki is now racing in 3rd. Travail at the rail 4th. Resemblance outside of that pair. Fleet Bertado settles in mid-pack. Black Is My Heart is down at the rail. Concord Bridge in the yellow, 8 lengths off the lead. 2 clear of Empire's Classic.
I'm sure if the 2
Spearfish
wins,
is
there'll
next,
be
and another 3 back to Supreme Coast.
Start.
They swing on to the backstretch, and Osage Creek shows the way. Has it by 2 lengths over Stick Shift in 2nd. Then comes Travail, followed by Kawasaki 4th. At the rail, it's Fleet Bertado. Resemblance outside of them, 6 off the lead. 2 clear of Concord Bridge. Black Is My Heart at the rail. And Empire's Classic outside of that pair. Spearfish is yet to do his best running toward the back of the field with 10 to make up. And another 3 to Supreme Coast. It's Osage Creek who's been there throughout. Travail came through on the inside to challenge briefly, but is now 2 lengths behind him in 2nd. Then comes Stick Shift racing in between horses. Empire's Classic on the move. And Empire's Classic moving in tandem with Kawasaki at the top of the stretch. They're both coming after Osage Creek. Now Concord Bridge swings into action. One from the outside, brushing with Resemblance. And in behind horses, Spearfish is darting through traffic. Spearfish comes through with a very smart move down at the rail. Here comes Spearfish in the final 16th of a mile after Kawasaki. Spearfish, what a masterful ride from Hector Barrios to get the money on Spearfish.
That
Photo
was
for
crazy.
second between Kawasaki and Empire's Classic. Resemblance was in a battle for 4th in Concord Bridge.
Way to go, Mike. Boom. I'm going to give you the first one of the day.
He was on the 2, the 11 one.
Yeah, the 11 one, not the 2.
The 2 destroyed by 4 at the break, and Catherine's 3.
Well, I missed that. Total miss.
Yeah, the 11 was flying there. That was a big run by Barrios.
You got a major overlay on the 5 at Aqueduct right now. At 7-2.
Hector Barrios is really good on the turf, as we all know. Monomoy
Beach as well. I thought this horse, a second-time starter for Michelle Nevin, had a good look to it.
Michelle Nevin, second time off, as I recall, those stats should not be too bad at all.
10%. And
that isn't great, but I think when she does hit, though, she does hit pretty well.
Yes, and you have the dropper off the move to Amelia Green, and she's 1 of 2 in that move, but gets Dylan Davis. So that's what I wanted to point out. And the E Morning line says 4-1 there, and it's currently 6-1. 7-1 now.
We are loading up here.
At the duct.
At the duct.
The duct, and the goose.
After the duct, Oldie will be getting over to Fairgrounds.
Very nice.
We got about 6 races left with you guys. One more with Howard in the paddock. Maybe we can get another winner there. Mr. Miller taking a pass. How are things going south of the border? Sir.
With the knot. Resistance Utah.
He needs to make a run for south of the border.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
That was the old Taco Bell commercial. Well played.
Runway Beach going forward. Here is One Vision.
Wow, this 10 does really well, and the 1, those 2 first-time starters do really well in the race sim.
I wonder what they're going to do with this racetrack once Belmont's done. Belmont's ready to roll.
It's going to be Romeo Boy.
Housing, a bigger casino.
Well, I will tell you, a bigger casino with the current management probably isn't likely, based on what I'm hearing of the Resorts World North America financials and what they paid for that casino.
Unfortunately, Matt, they don't allow pickleball betting yet. That should be coming soon, though. Only table tennis. But glad you're having a good time.
What about badminton?
Badminton's nuts.
Immediately from the outside, Classic Ruby. Classic Ruby out towards the front, and also in the early mix here comes Marvelous Richard at the rail. Has some early speed with Bonavoy Beach in that early fray. These 3 across the racetrack. One Vision behind them, shuffle along from 4th, pass to the outside from 5th is Bonos. Also on the move here comes Rock Down. Rock Cap just got passed to the blue cap by Hanna, the other four. In behind them, it's underground. It's going to be Romeo Boy.
Gruber.
The Dodd is trying to pick up some ground. Also right there, Resistance Futile.
Let's see.
Power back, that's King Spirit.
13 got the drop on the 5 here.
The leader in between horses is Classic Ruby. Classic Ruby in front. Stride with Bonos towards the outside. Losing some ground is Marvelous Richard at the rail. Is back there in 4th. Also with some momentum from Scott the other one. As they get set to reach the top of the stretch.
Well, they might want to keep the light on the camera.
Down the center of the racetrack. Book it with a Don is rolling on the grandstand side. Book it with the Don with all momentum. Canada the horn is in that range as well, but it's Bonos. And here comes Book it with the Don. Joe Rosario get the push on high. Book it with the Don. Well off the pace inside front 16. Book it with the Don. Is your winner. Book it with the Don over Bonos and the horn. And also Classic Ruby trying to hold off the oncoming rush there from side.
All right. So Fairgrounds, Justin. Oh.
Justin is here. He comes.
Right, there he is. Fairgrounds. Any thoughts on race 6 here, Justin? I know there's probably notes.
No, yeah, I trying to pull it. Oh, yeah, this is the Young Tuscan race. Young Tuscan taking all the money. The win percents are wide open. This race is one of the tougher ones on the card, to be honest. I thought the one with the scratch of the 2 ended up liking the one a little bit, but I thought Clear as Bell probably would be tough. Oldie on the drop. I mean, this horse is taking substantial drop.
Huge.
Yeah, it's big drop out of, there's some state bred stakes and some state bred allowance that were really tough. One at Fairgrounds last year. Doesn't necessarily have a ton of speed here, but I think the horse will sit a good trip. But Young Tuscan could be dangerous on the front end, having to step up, has a lot of class. But if my top pick was Clear as Bell, in this race is where I landed on the drop and being able to maybe stalk. But, this is a very wide open race. So tread cautiously if you're listening, so.
Yeah, and like this, I think has a little bit of a look as well. But let's say this goes crazy again. You know, the 6 has, the 9 has some speed from the outside as well.
I didn't like the 8 because the 8 probably going to show speed, and I don't think the 8 can get the lead. Yeah, and man, that's great advice. And then, yeah, it's if the 8 shows the 2 had speed only, so that kind of the scratch helped the 1 a little bit, in my opinion. I was, even I had a little more confidence in the race before the 2 scratched, but once that happened, it really changed it. Because even the 5 can sit close to the pace. I mean, it's the second pick. I mean, the 5 could really sit a good trip and has a good GSR, but and those are kind of not great connections with 26% to win here. So it's definitely a wide open state bred allowance here. The pick 5, hey Dave, to be honest, the pick 5 it would not surprise me to see the pick 5 carry over here, and I don't know how they do that down there, but I thought the late sequence was so tough because the races there's some huge fields, so, and you had like that. I mean, that main special, the 2 for Cox, I think has a shot there, for sure. The 5 Lost and Found has a shot. Like, I mean, there's just some big fields, and then both the stakes races came off the turf, which adds a little bit of the complexity here. So,
so it's interesting that Jose is riding what seems on paper like the lesser of the Sherry DeVoe horses.
But look at GSR plus there, Oldie, on the 8. And I'm trying to remember, but I think that horse probably was entered for the dirt. Yeah, see, so that horse, because this race, or maybe that race was supposed to be on the dirt, but and I'm not maybe it was only the stakes races that were on the grass, but I mean, that horse definitely is showing that might like the dirt, but it's only 2%.
Right. And that the other Sherry DeVoe horse, who I think is somewhere here, hold on. The 10 was 13% in their second pick, but doesn't get Jose, which makes me, Brian Hernandez, she's 23% with Brian Hernandez. So I guess that's pretty similar to her 25% there with Jose. But it's notable that Jose's not on either of the Asmussen horses there.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. See, that race is tough, Oldie, and then so then you have race 9 was the actual stakes race that was going to be on the turf. You have, the 4 horse with Pedrosa 47%. And they're on a sloppy track. This horse has a big shot. I covered this in my daily video. I thought I think Laganos is going to be tough here, and I think can run over on the dirt, has back class on the dirt back at Fairgrounds, and versus this group on off the turf. I mean, this is a nice horse. So I mean, I don't as much worry about that coming off the turf for Laganos, but the 4 has a big shot. The 11 was somebody else at a price, but I thought Laganos would be tough there. But the 4 is
this 13.
Yeah, Higgins, but I looked, I think, at Higgins' boat a little bit. I mean, has some back class. The 15 has, both these horses, go back to who were you looking at? The 13? Yeah, the 13.
Yeah, Higgins' boat.
I mean, won a 64 there on the turf, and I think has some GSR on the dirt side for Cananema. So I think drawing in is dangerous, right? I mean, for sure on Higgins' boat. So, yeah. But that's why I was saying it's a tough sequence, Oldie. I And I mean, the 10 obviously I think can win this last race, but it was not for me as a single, to be honest. I mean, in this bottom level claimer, this is just a brutal race as well. So, that 2 has cheap speed. So yeah, maybe it sets it up for the 10, but I think there's others that could set this race up for as well. So, I mean, I think you can cut some out of this race, but it was tough. Good luck, Dave. It was a tough sequence where I wouldn't necessarily love a single anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the 2 is impossible there. I do think it is cheap speed, but when it's been on the lead, it's run well. As I look here, that there's this effort here was not great, but and I'm not sure it wants 2 turns either. That would be the other thing, but stretching back out, GSR does go up. I don't think it's impossible. It's just not likely. And the 3 Niles Channel, I think, has a nice look too there. But you're right. This is a wide open sequence.
Getting ready to go here at Fairgrounds. Then we'll be off to the handicap on the synthetic at Gulfstream.
Like this. 2 to 1 favorite like this and 1 more. Sono. Metromoral on the Saturday scoreboard. We've had a sloppy track here since kickoff and all main track hard. Sono.
Does it kick off at horse race?
There is at the Fairgrounds.
Well, then, here we go. And they're off. Fast start for Sono.
54K, not terrible for Fairgrounds late pick 5, especially with all this.
Scrambles on. It's spinning aces, who emerges just in front of a pressing now Lori's Rich. These 2 neck and neck to the half-mile hole. Like this is the Wildcat Blue, and Sono's a wide 4th. Young Tusky tries to draw in off these leaders toward the inside part of your track. Clearance of Bell is held up about 6-foot lead in the 3.5 and detached. Big Blue trails the State Red Sprint. The open quarter pass. In 22.12 seconds, they roll the 3 furlongs from home, and the battle ensues at the inside. Spinning Aces. Spinning Aces has locked horns with Lori's Rich as they take this battle to the quarter pole. Like this, Santono has race wide but draws in. Young Tusky clears the bell on Big Blue. He's Louisiana bred streaking past the quarter pole in 46.11 battling seconds. Lori's Rich narrowly to the inside. Spinning Aces tries to kick on with 1 furlong to go and charging on the outside. Sono. Like this in between horses. Clears the bell. Devin Tuscan's called it a day. Sono's charging. Lori's Rich just leads. For the inside, Spinning Aces. Big Blue late for the inside. Clears the bell. It's Lori's Rich opposing McKelvey. Lori's Rich wins from Spinning Aces. There's close like this was Clears the bell and Big Blue, Sono, and Young Tuscan.
Second pick, top win.
I mean, ended up going off at 5 to 1. Get a great price. I do think that pick 5. It would not surprise me to see this thing carry over. So I'm gonna watch it later and see what happens. It'll be for tomorrow. So.
All right, the older Gulfstream, 2 minutes to post, which means about 4 to 5. Yeah, dog.
That is true. Your favorite here is exact estimate, the top pick for Chad and his Brown. Winner at 9 furlongs on the synthetic. Has shown some tactical speed in the past as well. And your 9 horse, who's the long shot, won a similar race on the synthetic at Gulfstream, a handicap as well. So and with the weight changes here, we should probably look at that. Your top weight here is the 8 exact estimate, who carried same weight last time out. So the weight shouldn't be an issue there. Couple longer shots here. Fly the W's getting bat. Skyro is running some big races at Woodbine and is shipping in here and moving back to Brian Lynch. Did almost win a similar race to a couple times, similar races to this at Gulfstream last year or last championship meet.
Yeah, I'd actually, Chris Couples, I was kind of leaning towards the 9, so I'd be curious for what's your perspective on the 9 here. But this is why this handicap's amazing.
Yeah.
I know you like these, Justin. I know you like these handicaps.
Well, I mean, it's on the Tapeta like this, but I actually agree with Chris Couples. I thought the 9 was really sneaky, getting back on the synthetic and won a handicap last out in a 68, so very similar, won by 2.5 lengths. And, you know, I think, and I'm not a big fan of the speed and up front and stuff like that on the Tapeta at Gulfstream. You know, Turfway might be a different story at times, but I thought this could really set up for the 9.
Yeah, I mean the 8 I think is going to be a little closer. There, I mean the 9's the 9 and Fly the W, the 5 are your dead closers there. And Jerry the Nipper, it's worth mentioning that for Fletcher with IRAD aboard, big GSR drop going to synthetic. They seem like they're just trying something here.
Brad playing on the synthetic here, going with Howard's winner, race 8, leverage to the 2, 4, and 8 Dutch here in the double. And Matt Miller is a fan as well. He's on the 4 and the 8. We could both do a shot of tequila if we can.
Let's see. So this was the.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Oh, yeah? You got some tequila there? You're going to do a shot, too?
Are you going to do the Pee Wee Herman tequila dance, too?
Definitely not doing that.
I got my Keeneland shot glass here for you if you want to do some shots.
Shot.
We know where Oldie hangs out.
Where do I hang out?
Play that song.
Oh, man.
That's just the song that goes on in my head all the time.
Yeah, well, I know places that play that song, so.
I've been to many bars that play that song, though.
They're
not the type you would expect either.
Yeah.
Or the ones you're thinking of. All right, they're going in the gate here.
All right, let me get that up here. There we go. I'd play the Pee Wee Herman song, Tequila, but then we would get, Scotty would get an email.
He would, yes.
The horses are at the gate. It's post time for the St. Augustine. 5-2 favorite is number 8, Exact Estimate. 3-1 second choice is number 4, Yamato. It's a 7-1 number for Possiblemente. He will be the last.
That's right, Dave. You do have a tequila. I forgot about that.
On the
I like sipping tequila.
He does? Wait.
Sort of the late
wait. He makes his own?
He doesn't make. I think he's an investor in a particular tequila.
Yeah, there are.
Dave, I'm actually curious on this because it's one of the only liquors I actually drink. So I definitely want to try it. So I have to connect with you.
I'll send you a picture of the tequila.
I'm definitely trying at NHC. That sounds amazing.
Possiblemente from Fly the W.
Just make sure we're charging it to the
Jerry the
Southern
Nipper and
Amex.
Jr. to carve out the numbers. They lead by a length over Exact Estimate second.
Hopefully
Bobbio
he's
is
not
now
watching.
third from the comebacking Skyro, who's in the two-path for Alvarado in fourth. Outside fifth is Ruse getting shuffled
He
back.
might be
to
on his way to
American
Tampa
Speed.
right now.
Then Fly the W and Possiblemente, and the trailer is Yamato. Opening quarter was 23-3.
He's probably on the EquinEdge corporate jet.
The pressure well on a hole. These two are a length and a half been better than Skyro, who's into the clear and starting to tug a bit forward now. At the inside, it's Bapio. 3 wide Possiblemente. In between horses, Fly the W at the rail. That's American Speed. And still at the back is Yamato. They're at the half in 47 seconds flat. They leave the backstretch and move around the far turn. The leader is Jerry the Nipper by half a length.
Brad, you're sitting in a good spot.
Still patiently handled.
Here comes Possiblemente.
Bapio with a rail run.
Come on,
Far
9.
outside, Possiblemente getting underway. Weaving through traffic is Fly the W. Nothing much from Yamato. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Jerry's in front. Jerry the Nipper turns.
Come on, 9. Catch Jerry.
Possiblemente charging to challenge Bapio.
Come on, get rid of this Nipper.
Past the 8th pole. It's still Jerry the Nipper in front.
Jerry
Take name. Bapio is next, but Jerry's still rolling. Jerry the Nipper goes gate to wire to win the St. Augustine.
I guess not trying
Bapio
to.
was second. Third was Possiblemente. Yamato was too little, too late. He ended up 4th in 139.4.
Well, yeah, that was Irad stealing it on the front end on the Tapeta. Gosh, like those are like, oh my gosh.
The one didn't go, and that's all it took.
Out to Laurel Park. We're already
Flamers.
Going to bring it up.
Back of the
Flamers,
pack.
you got a nest horse here.
Between horses. Majesty's free to the inside. 6 lengths will cover the field on the backstretch run. Determined Blue now sent through on the inside, therefore off the lead. In the meantime, a good scramble up front is Pino's Little Girl at first sight of the outside.
Or not.
And Shake It Baby in the mix, 2 between horses. Another 2 to True Sunshine. Determined Blue with that rail run. Another 3 back, and it's Yum Yum Eat 'em Up and trailing is Majesty's Freedom. Top of the stretch, Pino's Little Girl. Shake It Baby from between horses tries to go on by now as they reach for home. It's Pino's Little Girl. Shake It Baby. Extreme outside is True Sunshine. True Sunshine takes second. Shake It Baby flattened out just a tad for a long left to go. Pino's Little Girl still splashing away under ties. Liapastina holding sway by 4 as True Sunshine tries to have it on there in second spot. A 16th left to go. Pino's Little Girl. Pino's Little Girl splashing all the way. Pino's Little Girl takes it from True Sunshine at first sight. Then Yum Yum Eat 'em Up. Shake It Baby.
All right, it'll be over to Santa Anita.
Santa Anita, start of the $2 pick 6. But, you know, I thought Uncle Chili and the GM, you know, that those 2 horses loom large here, as well as the first time starter for Glatt here with Pratt aboard. Glatt and Pratt.
Well, perhaps you might want to, if you have a late pick 5 here, maybe you want to cover that.
I have not finished it, but I was working on it.
You got 5 minutes to go here.
Yeah, see, I had made changes to this that aren't represented here. So let me see if it's on another tab still. Or let's see if I can refresh it.
Then we'll probably get out to Howard here shortly after this race for the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector.
There we go. That looks more like what I was working on. Except for I was going to add the 3 here on the front end. Just make sure everything's locked before I hit the regenerate. So it's 144. And the big stakes race is the next race after this. And it's really, you know, you might want to take a look at maybe a 1-6 or 1-3 double here as well. Let's just look there. So if I go here, let's look at the probables. Of course, there are no probables at this time. Give me a sec to refresh. There we go. So the double here from the 1 to the 6 is paying 4 to 1. And it looks like the 6, that first time starter is going to be the favorite based on what I'm seeing in the probables here. I'm not sure I would take 2 to 1 on that. This one's burnt money, but it's never gotten the lead. I think it needs the lead. 3's shown some speed too, same trainer. For those of you who are fans of Lenin, you also have Trotsky here. And King of Clubs, there is a positive work note here. And for those of you who are new to the E analysis system, good workouts have a plus, bad workouts have a minus. But you know, this Glad horse is a little low on the GSR end. The Dam was trained by Glad, had multiple victories against 50 SOR types, wasn't super classy. But, you know, you also have JJ aboard the 3, who's a second time starter. Only 4% there with second time starters. And the layoff is not great for QP, so it's leading me more towards the 6, King of Clubs, in terms of this race, the first time starter. Any thoughts, Justin?
No, well, I mean, I'll always give my opinion, how much they're approaching. I mean, I thought, I mean, it's actually, I thought a really good sequence for the pick 6. I'm curious if Scotty's actually going to play it. But I was really, you know, I'm not playing it. I did think the 1 had a shot up front, but, you know, I didn't necessarily trust with a ton of confidence. You know, somebody like the 5, I had a little bit of interest in. Oldie at, you know, getting a price at 9-2, you know, 20% on the win end, has a good GSR, has a good work there. You know, second time out for Braccio. He's only, you know, he hits not at a great rate, but I'm not too concerned about that versus this. I mean, it's a state bred group. So I think the 1's been in state bred. It hasn't got the lead though. So I think that was my big question mark on the 1. Like, okay, well, it's going to get the lead and can be tough today. So, you know, I didn't necessarily love the 6, but it's taking a ton of money and it has a good work. So Flavian Rides is probably legit. So it was between the 1, 5, 6 for me. It's kind of how I looked. But not, you know, I probably put the 5 on top, maybe. You know, probably be where my pick would go, but not a huge preference between 1, 5, 6. I see Dave like the 5 a little bit too, which that makes me like that even a little bit more.
All right, looks like they're getting close. I mean, the 1's totally in my mind, an underlay here. It does match most of the metrics here, so it's top win, top pick, top pace, top SOR, and GSR was the only thing it wasn't. So from my standpoint, that's probably where for a double to end up if I want to go to Momotorius in the next. And get a decent enough payout there. So I'm just going to try a straight double there and hope I'm right.
We're all counting on you. All right, let's get out to Santa Anita.
Momotorius.
Gulfstream has a little bit of a delay here, which is okay for us. Oh, Howard's coming on. He's got Charlie with him. We'll bring him in after the Santa Anita race.
So is the 6 Motorius in that next race, Oldie? Is that horse gonna run coming out of the Breeders' Cup?
Well, that's why I'm also using Air Force Red there as well, who has run well down the hill before.
They're lining up for the 5th.
I heard somebody say that that Dutchwell really likes this 8-horse.
Johnny U.
As well, it's just not a great group. You know, the 2's got speed, the 1's got speed.
King of Clubs,
the 5 for D'Amato, won the Stormy Liberal, but it hasn't been that great other than that.
Roxy's Bad Boy.
Not a great group.
Right up to the gate. In the gate. And they're off. Kanani, Roxy's Bad Boy are the first 2 out of the gate. They're joined on the inside by Uncle Chili. The GM is also in the mix, and Cotton Ross are in between those 2.
We should introduce the
now
GM
up
to the manager.
Part of the leader with Uncle Chili. So it's Uncle Chili in front. Cotton Ross will be a half length back in second. Then it's the GM 3 deep in third. They're followed by King of Clubs, who wasn't quick out of the gate, but is only 3 lengths off the pace. Trotsky, Kanani are right next to one another, and widest of all, Roxy's Bad Boy, just 4 lengths front to back, heading into the far turn. Where it's
this is Aqueduct yesterday. The one would be gone.
Now, Cotton Rosser has to keep up in second. They're joined 3 wide by the GM, and so the GM takes second. The Pipey runners 1-2 at the quarter pole. The favorite King of Clubs is underway on the outside. He's third now with 3 to make up as the field turns for home. The GM wide coming after Uncle Chili. Uncle Chili, the GM, still 3 back to King of Clubs in third. Down at the rail, Trotsky is in fourth. Inside the 8th pole, the GM and Uncle Chili. The GM puts his head in front. Uncle Chili is battling gamely along the inside, won't go away. The GM, Uncle Chili, the GM a little too good.
Wrong.
And the GM wins it by almost a length. Uncle Chili second, King of Clubs third, tight photo fourth between Kanani and Trotsky.
Been that kind of a day.
Yep.
Okay, let's get over to we got Gulfstream in 12 minutes. Let me just text Howard and bring him in a minute.
We also have the Pago Hop Stakes at Fairgrounds in 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think we might be able to get to that right after we get to the Paddock here at Gulfstream, but we'll see how this works out. I think this Gulfstream race is a bit better in terms of a betting race. We got Whiteabari at 1-5, but maybe you can beat that horse off the sprint. So,
well, I'm interested to hear Howard's thoughts there. For sure, and Justin, you too. I just thought that Whiteabari might not be a sprinter.
Howard's here, Chris.
Yeah, he's here. I'm just waiting for the signal. There we go. Howard Travis, welcome back. Let me get this cleared off here. There we go.
What's up, guys? How are you doing? Anyone have Charlie Freeman, by the way, Ben and Boozin? Howard Kravitz, HHH Racing Podcast. Just wondering if anyone had that 5-10 exacta in the Abundancia, boys. Let's go.
Well, did you have it? That's the big question, because those were your horses.
Yeah, that worked out amazing. All right, guys, we're here in the paddock at Gulfstream for the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector. Of course, Whiteabari is the main story here at 1-5. I'm going to let Charlie of Bet and Boozin very quickly talk about Whiteabari, and then I'm going to talk about the horse that I think has a chance to upset the field. Charlie, 1-5 right now on the former Breeders' Cup Classic champion.
Yeah, certainly, not a value play, but a horse who has shown so much talent, one that we had the pleasure of watching win the Breeders' Cup Classic, and one who absolutely loves to run at Gulfstream Park. This is a horse who's 6 of 7 here, won the Florida Derby, and you can see with the crowd size, if we could show you that's gathered here, they clearly feel very strong about their horse today and like their chances. Gets Irad Ortiz aboard, who just won with Jerry the Nipper at a price here. Certainly won't be getting a price here in this one, but is the class of the field, loves running here at Gulfstream Park, is certainly the horse to beat. And as long as this one avoids trouble and stays close enough, going to be very tough here in the spot and likely a single for many here in the pick 5.
Guys, I think the main concern I have, and look, White Abarrio is clearly the horse to beat. Irad mentioned that sometimes he has trouble braking, and the way this track is playing, you don't want to be too far off. That's number one. Number two, with all due respect to the last field, he beat absolutely no one last time, guys. That was an awful field. Now, he did it extremely well, but it was not a good field, guys. So I'm going to go take a shot here with number 6, Mufasa, who I liked in the Breeders' Cup Mile. I mentioned this on our podcast, guys. He does not want kickback. He didn't like the kickback last time in the Breeders' Cup Mile, Dirt Mile. He was stuck down inside. I hope he learned something. And he loves 7 furlongs, guys. Take a look at his form lines. This is a 7 furlong specialist. I think he's very talented. If he can somehow work out a trip, I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go 6, 10, 9 in the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector. They are not out yet. They're going to be walking out very soon. And guys, I will turn the camera around if you like, so we can get a look at some of these horses.
Absolutely, Howard. We would look to get a good look at those. Justin, curious on your thoughts with this one with White Abarrio. Are you on or are you off the bandwagon?
I can't play White Abarrio from that post versus a group like this going 7 furlongs. I think White Abarrio is talented. I think trying to overcome the post position, and then if he doesn't break, there's not a lot of speed, and Gulfstream Dirt can play so predominant to speed. I put Super Chow on top. It's a pink square. It's got the inside post and the 3 post. I think Mufasa is probably going to sit a good trip. I could see Mufasa kind of breaking the Breeders' Cup kind of curse here, but I was 3, 6, 9, 10. Chris, I think White Abarrio got a shot, but I'm taking the speed and Super Chow up front to upset at a big price.
David Egan for Jorge Delgado.
I don't mean to interrupt. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes, we can.
All right, here we go. Here's the number 3 here walking. You guys can see right now. I don't remember the name of every horse. I apologize. I know it's a speed horse. They're actually loves this track. There's Mufasa, guys. Mufasa looks good. What's up, Mufasa? Good luck, man. Mufasa's looking sharp. Here's the 7 and the 8. Again, there's a lot of big prices. What do you guys think of Luminaire? Looking very good. He looks like he's ready to go, guys. He's saying yes.
Yes.
Here he is, guys. Here's White Abarrio. What a beautiful looking horse. Breeders' Cup Classic Champ 2023. I see no knocks on him right now, guys. He looks fantastic in the paddock. Would you agree?
We would. I'm the 12 is 99 to 1. We could probably rule that one out. Oldie, curious your thoughts on Mufasa. We have this debate with Dean Delivers a lot. That horse comes from Laurel.
Well, Mufasa, was my upset of the day I was tied to for the Hawthorne contest, and he let me down there, and then he picked it up after that. But I think Mufasa in the U.S.
That's the White Abarrio crowd, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you guys. That's the White Abarrio. There's Safi. You can see Saf there in the blue jacket. Again, I'll just show them one more time here walking around, and you guys can take it from there. They all look very calm. I don't see anything, negative to say about these horses. I would obviously Luminaire, the 9, guys, was I don't know about worked up. It was borderline a little bit too geeked up for my personal liking, the number 9, which will show. Now that he got the jockey on him, he's a little bit more relaxed. You're going to see him coming in just a minute. I think the 8 could be a problem for Mufasa because he's going to show speed. Was that Little Vic, I believe is the name, right? Something like that. But here's the Luminaire, guys. He looks a lot more calm now. He's got the jockey. He looks very good, ready to go, and there he is, ready to go. White Abarrio. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you because I'm a tech idiot, and it would probably take me too long to figure out how to get myself back on camera. But there we go. We're at Gulfstream Park, guys. Thanks for letting me on the show. Absolutely beautiful here. Good luck to everyone in the Mr. Prospector.
All right, Howard, appreciate you coming on. We'll see you Monday night for dinner, and bring Charlie along.
Beautiful.
Have a good one. All right. There we go, Oldie, as we're getting ready to go to the gate. Continue your thoughts on Mufasa as I turn to the audience.
Yeah, so I just don't think Mufasa was a 2-turn mile horse against U.S. competition. I did not understand the after not having the horse sprint or go a route since being here, putting him in the Breeders' Cup Mile instead of what was not the best sprint field, other than the difference in the purses themselves. So I think that the turn back, I think, is going to be good for Mufasa. He is bouncing out of a tough race where he didn't really run. I'm not as worried about the kickback, but I do think if somebody does not collar Super Chow here, Super Chow to me is a huge overlay. Well, it just went down to 20-1 as I was talking, but it was 27-1. And this is Gulfstream, and it's not another track. And you have speed at Gulfstream, and you're always dangerous.
Yeah, and I think
Especially,
that was your pivot, right? You had Super Chow on top because you think this horse can get the lead and just take it on. And David Egan for Delgado has been riding well.
David Egan's been riding well in general, though. Too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he has. I think, but this horse fits on the lead. Super Chad, the price is perfect, Chris. I mean, at 20-1 and something like this, for a horse like Super Chow, just can be the speed of the race and go around on the Gulfstream dirt. I mean, sometimes it just happens like that. So, in a tough race like that, the horse fits. Like, I like the price, especially against a 2-5, right? Like, I mean, I just don't like the post of White Abario. That's tough, man, especially with not having a ton of speed. But talented horse, he's really come around.
He looks good out there on the track, that's for sure.
Yeah.
12 Carmel Chip at 90-1 probably doesn't have a great chance. Chris Couples was wanting to see the yellow dress. To get to that, but maybe next time. Howard not distracted. He's more distracted by horses than yellow dresses.
Chris Couples, you wanted to check out the silks on the green and yellow dress, correct?
I'm guessing so.
All right, so do we have, since it's 3 minutes to post, which is probably actually 5, the Fairgrounds Stakes here, Justin? That's 0 minutes to post here.
They're loading. I'll get you on for that.
Tuesday to the Fairgrounds card. Big track card sloppy.
Yeah, huge preference on this. It came off the turf, so there's no I didn't even no opinion. I think it's wide open.
Tries the way, flicking for CJ McMahon. Wild About Hillary. He starts the pace as they make the make for the first turn. The German bred Lily Gavin is flying to second.
Track's starting to dry out a little bit too.
Doesn't hurt the foot. Secures a ground seating position as they make this run for the back of the track. On the outside is Buku, the breaking racing red and Wild About Marine Trails. It's Wild About Hillary. 15th the field. 24.55 seconds.
I just want to point out to the person doing the graphics that the 10 is not winning there. There we go.
10 slips to join now from third. Then to the inside seat.
I know it's hard to see with the trees.
Trailers are Wild About Marine, Baby Marine, and on the outside, there's Buku. Wild About Hillary continues to lead the way to half mile from home. Wild About Hillary dictates the pace of the bagel hop. The thing has been right there close. Past 10 doesn't hurt to flirt. Wild Baby Marine and Buku remains last. A half mile in 48.67 seconds. Wild About Hillary. 3 furlongs to go. Wild About Hillary looking to the Gary here for CJ McMahon. Wild About Hillary leads by 2.5. To Gavea. That's Stents on the outside. Baby Marine streams away in 4. Then doesn't hurt to flirt. That Buku It's next here on the off track at the Fairgrounds. Wild About Hickory. Looking to seal the deal. 3/4 in 13.26 seconds. Wild About Hickory has built up a 6-length lead. Into the final furlong from Gavin, who chased the pace. Wade Marie getting up into third with a late bid that next stints. They're close to home for CJ McMahon. Wild About Hickory. Wire to wire in the bagel hop from Wade Marie. Third's close between Gavin and Piston.
It's a little upset there.
Yes.
Nowhere
Did the
near the money.
7 go gate to wire?
Yep, at 4-1.
Yeah.
All right, we're back out here for the Mr. Prospector. Guadabario is still 1-5. And then we will wrap this up with the Grade 2 Joe Hernandez Stakes at Santa Anita. And guys, are we doing a New Year's Day show?
I'm open to it. We might want to see if Scotty wants to join us if he's around.
I'm open for it. Holdy, are you good?
I got to double check with the wife, but I'm open to it. And
right.
Tony, I already put that up, but I'll put it up for you before the next race at Santa Anita. Again, wild about Hillary with the easy win there.
What about you, Justin? New Year's Day, open or are you booked?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I might be traveling, so more to come.
All right. We'll figure something out.
And then I'm trying to. So what I was going to say about this race, I do think that the one horse that I think, besides the 3, that I have some interest in that we haven't mentioned is the 1, and maybe not on the win end. I just don't know. Can this horse run on dirt? Because it never has. And that's kind of a David angle too, because he David Harrison, he sometimes likes when horses are doing something for the first time, like he likes the dirt to turf move or the other way around. So I'm a little curious on this horse and what it's going to do. I think it's a true sprinter. But, the best of Guadabario, even sprinting is probably better than anybody here. So we'll just see. Maybe the race dynamics don't play out. Maybe the post causes a problem here.
For the Mr. Prospector of 2024.
Scott Free says Fletcher will prevail.
Guadabario, the heavy favorite, he's 1-5 here. Mufasas, the 9-2 strong second choice in the race. Now, Mr. Skylight. Then Luminare. Super Chow. Guadabario. Mufasa. From the outside, Caramel Chip. They're at the post. Racing and the Mr. Prospector.
That's a tough start for Guadabario.
He was one of the last into stride, and in fact, he is last through the opening 40 yards. Good start for Super Chow, who heads off for the early lead.
There you go, Justin.
With them. These two a half length apart, and a half.
Yeah, I would love to stop the race right now.
Play Me a Tune runs into Luminare. Out in the middle is Caramel Chip from between horses El Principito, but it's a gap of 3.
This looks to be clearly a prep.
And the trailer is Real 22-3. That's not that much of a quarter here. The leader is Super Chow by half a length. Mufasa's got the trip he wants. He's moving a challenging position in second. From the inside, Play Me a Tune is now third. Up to fourth and Little Vic. Dropping back to fifth, Illuminare. Then Mr. Skylight. Mired in traffic and well back is this big favorite and classy individual, Guadabario.
He's going to need his sprout wings.
8 lengths to raise, and Mufasa making a bid for the lead. They run to the top of the
and he has spotted wings.
Mufasa Has it now 3 parts of a length through a 45 2/2 mile. Swung to the center. Here comes the big white blur, White Abarrio. He's got 6 lengths to raise and a classy horse to catch. They come past
6. I don't think
by
this
4
10
lengths.
can catch
Down
the
the center,
6
White
from that
Abarrio,
post.
time ticking away. It's still Mufasa.
It's not
He's
happening.
clear. White Abarrio's just out of
Could
time,
have
given
6.
too much to do. Mufasa
Yeah,
will win.
barely got
from Mr.
second.
Prospector.
It was
White
the
Abarrio
start
was
too. He
second.
got
Third
creamed
was
at the
Little
start.
Vicky in 122 2.
100%.
But I think that Howard talked about that. We talked about it. Is like from that post and no speed like that. Like it's. I know that's where the post can play such a key. Good, Mike's led a nice try, but it really. You look at a horse like that with the 6 coming out of Breeders' Cup, and all that class. Like, I mean, that just makes it near impossible for the 10.
Yeah, I just don't understand placing White Abarrio in this race either.
It's a prep, man. This is a workout with horses. That's what it was, right? They're going for the bigger cheese.
Well, we'll see if they actually show up with the bigger cheese, though. No.
But this was a race they didn't need to win. This is a prep.
White Abarrio or Mufasa?
White Abarrio.
He's talking about the Pegasus. So the plan was to win this race and then go.
No, the plan was not to oldie. The plan was not to win this race. The plan was to do exactly what he did: chase horses at a sprint distance and then carry that over into the Pegasus. That's what it was. I mean, they were fairly clear about this. Little Vic finished third, 70-1. It's going to be it's going to be a nice super high 5.
Yeah.
If you could, you go, Mufasa over White Abarrio, and then, some going deep in the next 3, you could that's going to be very nice there. All right. Where are we at with Santa Anita? Oldie, I'll flip you over there.
There we are. So that, Tony, if you're around, that again is the late pick 5 that I came up with. The 6 could be a single here. It's just bouncing out, never gone down the hill. For me, the one Air Force Red has some nice efforts and has shown more of an ability to rate at times going down the hill than it did in some of these other races. That's JJ here. I'm trying to make excuses for why I use 2 horses here as I think about it, but is 4 of 8 at the distance. So that's pretty much the reason, along with Notorious, who does actually have 2 wins.
Oldie, on the notes on these horses, Oldie?
What?
We have notes on these horses here?
Let's see. Yes, we do. There we go. I just couldn't get down there all the way. Been in the money all 4 starts, going down the hill, closed impressively in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint at Del Mar, finishing second by a quarter of length, going a shorter 5 furlong trip, and has 7 wins in 20 starts here, and should benefit from the longer stretch as well. And let's see, we also have a note on Air Force Red from Scotty here. Air Force Red, the top earner in this field, has $450,000 going down the hill, is a proven specialist with 4 wins in 2 seconds in 8 lifetime starts going down this hill, at a second place in the Grade 2 Eddie D Stakes as well, but is kind of complicated by the needing to be near the lead with the 2 there.
So I can tell you in my Turf Pick 3, I'm 156 here, and I'm playing 3 tickets, 156, and I've got the 6 singled and 2 other tickets. So that's kind of where I'm at with this one.
Makes sense. It's a spread. What did you play in the last?
The last, I'll tell you.
Because that race looked about as wide open as any race I've seen today.
On the bottom of the pyramid, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. the middle of the pyramid, 1, 2, 6, and the top, the 6.
Top the 6, okay.
As you know, I don't play one big fat game.
How about you explain the pyramid to the folks at home?
The way the pyramid works is it's just like a pyramid. You play the pyramid at the $3 base at the bottom, and you use a lot of horses. And in the middle of the pyramid, you shorten up. You play that maybe at 4 to 6 times base. And at the top of the pyramid, you're usually playing, a couple of singles, maybe 2 horses in a leg, and you're playing that at more. So the idea is, if your opinion is right, just like Billy did yesterday at Aqueduct, $10 straight pick 3, first 3 races, $10, single, 10 into 1,800.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. And, you can play these with friends, you can play these with lovers, you can play these with all sorts of different kinds of folks. But, doing a pyramid is, and go look up Chris Laramie on Twitter. He has all the information around this on how to do this, which is not getting tied into K-bands, doing all that kind of crazy stuff, and just playing one ticket and spreading at the base. The best thing you can do is, if you have opinions, play them more than base at your budget.
Any questions, people at home there?
Well, I had a lot of questions last. That's all we talked about for like an hour and 20 minutes of the coaching class. It was all about the bet.
Our friend Rodriguez is alive to the 4, 6, 7, 9 in the last at Gulfstream.
Mm-hmm. Chris Tucker will be rooting for you if the 1 doesn't win.
And see, Tony keeps asking for this, and then he disappears on us.
Yeah, well, that's Tony. Tony had a great $6 pick 3 yesterday, $54, and paid like $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that you want to do. Just because they offer it at 50 cents doesn't mean you have to play it that way. Play smart, bet your opinions, crush your bets. Derek was needling about that in the chat yesterday, as were a few others. But, and I got that from Howard, because that really is the way to go. If you have an opinion, play that opinion. You can play multiple tickets. It's allowed.
It is allowed.
It is allowed.
Justin, you have any thoughts? You like anything here in this race?
No, race 6. I looked at this sequence. I thought it was. I think it's going to pay really well, Oldie, but I didn't have a huge preference in this race. I didn't think Notorious was a single, but I can see why people would go there. I thought the 5 in the next race offered a really good value, Oldie, in race 7 in the sequence, from a long shot perspective, and Morning Line and Win and SOR. And I mean, it doesn't have a, they're going 6 furlongs, and I think, horse just can't be too far back, but I think the pace can really set up for the 5 in that race to come up over the top. The 6 going to take money, the 2 going to take money, but I was trying to beat the chalk there. And I think the 5 has a big shot. So,
well, and with that long shot algorithm, Top Win and long shot wins 20+% of the time. So going back to the old long shot algorithm, my bigger concern is that this is more of a Golden Gate horse. And, I guess it ran okay on the dirt at Pleasanton. But the Delmar effort doesn't really do much for me, I guess, is my concern. But that's the thing with the long shot. So
Tony is here. Justin, is Notorious a Duran horse?
I don't follow Duran, so I have no idea.
Well, they had a hit song called Notorious.
as did the Notorious B.I.G.
See that when you say Notorious, I think Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
I don't think about Duran Duran, but that's me.
Well, that just shows the age gap between me and you. Like you're a
No,
B.I.G.
I'm totally with Justin that I think of the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. For me, it's a Duran Duran song. I have Motorious running through my brain on that. I don't know what people in the chat thinks. Is it B.I.G. or is it Duran Duran? Comment on that as we go to the gate here, going down the hill. It's Santa Anita. I'm going to bring this up on the screen. This will be our last race of the day. We'll be back with you, I think, Thursday night for the weekend preview show, Justin, right? That's what Scotty said. Road to the NHG on Friday and back on the stretch run a week from today. Happy New Year to everybody. We are going to
it's time for the Joe Hernandez
for New Year's Day. So look for that. Thank you all for joining. Hit the like and subscribe button. We appreciate you all for joining today.
Dave mentioning chaos at Fairgrounds, that Brad Cox horse that was 9-2 on the morning line is sitting at 16-1 right now.
Last few runners left to load.
Two Duran Duran. So
Gaslight Dancer.
That's pretty crazy. You got 9 minutes.
Joe Hernandez, named for the iconic first voice of Santa Anita Park.
Joe Hernandez. Here we go. Good luck,
Joe
everybody.
Hernandez.
We're all counting.
There they go. Motorious bobbled a bit out of the gate. Gaslight Dancer and Central Dispatcher going quickly. Here's Code Duello, though, and he's much quicker. And Code Duello now sprints up. Central Dispatch will keep him company. Just a neck away second. And Air Force Red gets a dream trip in third. Motorious settles in fourth. Followed by Sumter fifth, 5 lengths off the lead. Then Gaslight Dancer, Unconquerable Keen is second to last. And stretch running Irideo is at the back of the field. Down the hill, chasing Code Duello, who leads it by 2 lengths. Central Dispatch in second, and Air Force Red tucked in along the inside third. Motorious is fourth, 4 lengths off the lead, followed by Sumter inside Gaslight Dancer. At the back of the field, Unconquerable Keen and Irideo moving through along the inside. They passed the quarter pole and turned for home. Code Duello still there, a length and a half. Central Dispatch set down in second. Here's Sumter running a big race and Motorious. Motorious and Sumter, these two come for the wire together. Sumter got the jump on Motorious, and he's almost a length in front. Motorious trying to get him on the money. Sumter or Motorious. Here's the line.
The Notorious B.I.G. got
to
it.
win the Joe Hernandez. Sumter was lights out in defeat. Behind them, Irideo finished third. Gaslight Dancer was fourth.
There's a big run on Sumter. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heartbreaker if anybody had the 3 there and any type of, I mean, he got a great price, but 6 just the best.
All right, alive in all 3 legs of the pyramid. We'll see how it goes.
It's a photo in the Joe Hernandez.
Just
yes,
got it.
correct, Tony. So we move on to.
And the last jump. So awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Oldie, Justin, final thoughts before we sign off on this last stretch run show of 2024. We appreciate everybody's support throughout the year. Hit the like and subscribe button.
Fairgrounds, Mr. Duncan talked about that race, hoping for like kind of some craziness. The Jose taking all the money. I like the 2 and the 5, Lost and Found, and Casilda. The Cox at 17-1 oldies. So that'd be my parting words. Some price value there. Maybe a double into the next race.
At 17-1, a win bet is probably good enough there.
Yeah. But great show. It's good to see everybody. Have a good, happy New Year. If I don't talk to you before then.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lee, good luck in your fantasy football finale. Hope you can cash it there. We will sign off and see you all in 2025.